Let's do this. Let's do this.
Welcome, everybody, to the CrossFire podcast. We're a little late, and that's all right. Let me tell you why. This is a hell of a show. We got a great lineup. I got a great crew with me tonight. One of the funniest people on YouTube's with us. I'll get to his intro in a second. And we do have the man with the million coming later on. Rand Al-Thor will be here. Let me start with the one, the only, Mr. 659.59, Crap Gamer. Welcome to the show, buddy.
I was here at 6:55,
and also I think it was 57 and a half.
I wasn't even trying to do it that time, but I also got the first words on the podcast where "let's do this" by me. Like I totally like.
This is the only podcast where it's someone else's channel, someone else's show, and you're the first voice heard.
I know, right?
Figure that one out,
that's
buddy.
That's, Crap Gamer, pretty much an asshole. So that's what you expect.
Yeah,
everybody knows. Asshole. Everybody here will attest to what an asshole I am, on and off screen. So yeah, there's no denying it. Crap Gamer hates everything and everybody, and that's just the truth. No, not really, but
it's actually the complete opposite. But it's great to have you here, Crap.
Yeah, it is good to be here.
Yes.
I'll be honest, man. It's been fun. It's been a fun 2 weeks, 10 days, whatever it is.
It really has.
Absolutely blast, man. I played through probably more games and since I got the X than I had in the previous 3 months or so.
It really hasn't felt this good since the 360 era. It just feels great to be
that's
back.
What I'm saying. It feels great. Yeah, like when you got the best, it's awesome.
Yes, I think everybody that's an Xbox centric, whether it be a YouTuber or just a fan, is going to write a letter to Microsoft in 2020, being like, "Don't you dare lose the Power Crown! Don't you dare!"
Exactly.
Yeah, let me go on to our next usual suspect, my buddy from down under. And what I mean by down under is we don't go to Australia from New York. We barely get to Florida, which is God's waiting room. Clowns, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm still alive down here in Florida. I survived the hurricane, survived crap stealing some calzones from local pizza place.
So great.
And I'm glad to be here in Crossfire with everybody, man.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Clowns, because I asked Crap on Xbox Nation on Wednesday. I said, is it too early to start making hurricane jokes yet? And he said, no, it's okay now. We can start back with the hurricane jokes. So the hurricane jokes are acceptable.
That wasn't bad 8-9 days, but after, you know what I mean? Like the hurricane wasn't bad. The actual shit afterwards was the bad part.
Once we got the AC back, it was all fun and games.
Yeah, that's what I kept hearing from a lot of people in Florida. They're like, I'll be honest with you, there was some of this, some of that, but they're like, to go without power and to go without the AC. And I think right when that happened, you guys were getting hit with 98 degrees, 105-degree weather. I mean, it was just one hit after the other. So, no, all jokes aside, good to have you guys here and know that everything was and ended up being all right. I go to my next guy who is hurricane-free. He's in Connecticut. He's almost a New Yorker. Xbot 448. Welcome to the show, brother.
I'm a New Yorker at heart. You know what I'm saying?
You are. You really are.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Xbot 448, and back on Crossfire. It was funny hearing you and Clowns go back and forth. All I kept thinking about was I actually got to play Call of Duty Zombies with Clowns, O-Snaps, and our boy Assassin. Right?
Assassin had to have been there.
Dude, not for anything, but me, O-Snaps, and Clowns. Clowns is in the same kind of pen that me and O-Snaps. We just let Assassin kind of do everything. We followed him around, and Assassin brought us through zombies like crazy. And it felt good to know that me and Clowns are kind of on that same level with Call of Duty, man. But it's great to be on. I can't wait to talk about my X because this is fastly becoming the best console in my life anyway, in my gaming life, man.
And I'm glad you bring that up. We had a great conversation prior to the show, and we're going to bring that into the show. I don't know if it'll be our first topic, but I'm sure it's all going to bleed right into that Xbox, and you're a big part of it. So we'll definitely get to that soon. Let me go to Signore Boombastic, Mr. Boom. What's up, buddy? How are you tonight?
Hey, man. Super awesome to be here. It's a great time to be an Xbox fan. And, of course, like Crap, I buy everything, and I've been playing games nonstop.
I'll tell you something, crazy. Boom. I'm really proud of you because you and Crap, I do say all the time that you guys buy everything. At least you guys live up to it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who get a name or a motto, and they're like, well, not really. Fuck it. So I'm kind of glad.
What's funny is I told Mooch, I was like, I might need an intervention because I was literally buying shit that I like. Why did I buy Disneyland Adventures and Kinect Disney Rush and Zoo Tycoon? I couldn't tell you, but I bought them.
Mooch on they're on sale. When he's about to buy something, it immediately calls me first before the transaction occurs. I'm Crap. I was like, not need that game.
Well, you know what?
I bought them.
Those achievements Disneyland Adventures crap, huh? Pretty easy, right?
I bought all. Yeah, easy stuff, man.
I bought soccer cars for the Switch.
Yo, guys, nice. On that note, I gotta
get into that.
I gotta give a shout out to our boy Supersonic Station because he is the one who gifted me Super Lucky's Tale. because on Coffee Casuals and Consoles this past Wednesday, I was going in with Boom and Sonic about what this game actually is, and I'm like, I never had, I don't really trust it to put the $30 down on it, but if somebody gives it to me, I'll gladly share my opinion, no doubt. And Supersonic actually gifted it to me and Snap, so I did a live stream before the show of Super Lucky Tale.
Okay, well, I'm glad you just said that. Thank you for that. All I took out of that entire thing was add Supersonic Station to my mooching list. All right, and Danny Boy will be getting a tweet any minute. Last but certainly not least, the funniest son of a bitch on YouTube, period. All Day is with us tonight. All Day, thank you for doing the show, bro. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me, man. It's going to be an awesome show. Great topics. I'm your local villain, and I'm ready to commit assassinations.
It's funny. People always say that all day, but you're not a villain. But you're as much a, like people say, gamer. I'd actually give you that name tag. You actually play both systems equally.
Equally, yep. And I'm a green pony. What can I say?
That's great. He's like the Silver Ranger. It's perfect. Yes, I love it. Listen, guys, let's start off. We'll let the audience kind of trickle in. We'll also let Rand kind of get here in a few moments. And, let's talk about the everyone's been concerned about Mooch's Xbox One X. So there's an update. I went and grabbed my new one today, actually, just before the show. So I haven't hooked the new one up yet. But I turned my other one in. Crap, you did a video I think you released it, I don't know, a few hours ago.
Yeah, I did it at 6. I released it at 6.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Breathing
room
later. But the problem was that people kept messaging me about this, right? So I called up Xbox. Your video was good. Yeah, I called up Xbox support, and they told me basically what the deal was, which is, especially if you have them vertically, those tend to make a little bit more noise. I mean, horizontally, they make a little bit more noise. If they're vertical, not so much, because I guess it allows better airflow or something. But that it's normal when it starts to heat up for it to collectively go and then have like the fan expel the hot air at different times. So that's perfectly normal. Wow. And nothing to be concerned about. Which makes a lot of people feel good. And a lot of people, you spend $500 for something, a premium thing, people worry about it. That's their baby, So they're like, I got a lot every day. Crap, I touched the top of it and it gets hot. I'm like, it's supposed to get hot. But have you had, you could tell these people have not had a PS4 Pro, right? Because if you got a PS4 Pro, you would know what hot is.
You know what hot is,
right?
folks.
Yeah, you can cook eggs, and you also feel like a jet engine has just landed in your living room.
Well, I'll tell you
exactly.
I mean, to be honest with you, here's the deal. My issue, again, everybody knows, and me and Crap even got into Hooked on a Feeling on Xbox Nation, which has become Ran Rapid on Twitter. There was a bit of what it seems to be is it built up heat, and then where everybody else's normal Xbox One X would kind of release it, it would distribute it evenly at a certain amount of time. Mine would kind of build it up. The fan would kick on. It would kick on at a high octane for about a second and a half, just and then it would just spit out the air.
Where you been on my podcast,
I just said, I'm like, Alan, thank you. I just wrote to him, Alan, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. He may be King Mooch very soon, may get nominated. But, nonetheless, I think that's something that I think I'm glad you called Xbox support. I've actually been talking to Mike Ybarra about it. And we've been going back and forth. Listen, here's the thing. First of all, it's a non-issue, folks. I think it's more of just a sound or a fan ramp up or a software issue at this point. Nothing that needed. I returned it just because the first 8 people I talked to were like, I didn't hear that. I don't have that problem. So I was like, okay, that's a me problem. So listen, I have a Project Scorpio edition. So even though I have a 2-year warranty on this thing that I opted for, if I want a Scorpio, you got to act fast. I even shout out to James Shields, who's a fan of the show, works for Microsoft too. James says to me, he goes, Mooch, you got to return that thing quickly if you want a Scorpio. He goes, if you don't give a shit, just enjoy the console and do what you want. But I'm telling you, if you have a problem in the future, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get a Scorpio.
You don't care about the Scorpio edition anyway, Mooch.
I don't. I really don't. But I walked in to my local GameStop, which is
hold on, just man, you just won my case for me Sunday. I'm just saying, when you vote, just remember that he just won one of my topics.
What was it I said? What?
Scorpio edition versus regular edition. You're like, you don't care, and I'm like, Scorpio edition's where it's at. But then you went out and got the Scorpio edition.
I went and got the Scorpio edition because I walked through the store. I'm like, can I get a Scorpio edition? She's like, yes. The manager's like, yes, you can. I'm like, okay, I'll take one. What is wrong with that?
Come on.
Frog.
So,
anyway. So great, isn't it? But yeah, no, Crap's basically done his homework. The deal about it is this. It's really a non-issue. So
it is. It's not an issue at all.
What about the panel? All day, I haven't got a chance to talk to you. With you and your ex, are you having any noise issues, fan, controller response, anything at all?
Not an issue, man. Everything's running smoothly, bro. I haven't noticed anything. I have headphones on anyway most of the time, so I really don't get to notice if it's loud or not.
That's that's the number one answer that everybody keeps coming back to me when I talk to Bar goes, I haven't heard, because I sent them a video of what it was. He goes, I've never heard mine do that. He goes, but I am wearing headphones 95% of the time. So he goes, I have no idea.
You know what? I have had Assassin's Creed crash on me a few times, but I think my hard drive has a problem or something, because it crashed on me at least 5 times already. So.
Wow. Oh, really? Well, that's something.
And my Forza Motorsport 7 is crashing. It doesn't even load up to the next race. It's been doing that for about 2 weeks, so I haven't even got to play that much.
Well, I got news for you. I'm booting my new one up. If I have any of those issues in the next 24 hours, I'm going back to GameStop and grabbing my noisy fan one and taking that one back. Give me my fan back. I don't give a shit if it revs up. It sounds cool. Give it to me.
Other than that, no problems, man.
Okay. I must have had one of the really good ones then, because since day one, since I plugged this in and started it up, it's been on pretty much.
Been giving you a massage every night, huh?
24/7. Dude, this is the quietest console I've ever had in my life. Oh my goodness! Like,
that's the quietest console, Xbox. I only interject you for 1 second here. It's got the S was so quiet.
I never. But if you remember, Mooch, I didn't get the S. I had the Elite Xbox One. So I had the hybrid drive and everything. It didn't make sense for me to grab an S. You see what I'm saying? So I just waited for the X to come out, and that's when I upgraded.
Yeah.
So the 360 last gen, the 360, I had the 360. It was loud as hell, man. And this is the direct opposite of that. Like, I have to look over, even though I'm playing a game and stuff like that. I look over every once in a while to make sure the light's still on. Or something, because that's how quiet it is in my room. Like, you can't even tell it's on.
No, like I said, mine's the same way.
Ramp up. It was yours the same as Xbox.
Yeah, mine's on the top of the TV console, dude, and I don't even know that the system's on. Like, I've actually left it on, not realizing.
Does the air only blow out the back or the sides?
The back.
You know what? I've never heard.
Only the back.
The back, yeah, it expels it out the back. Yep.
If it only goes out the back, then that makes sense. For some reason, I thought there were grates on the side for air relief as well. And when people were standing up vertically, I thought maybe that would be an issue, because that means you're out of the 3 ports on the way, the exit, you're blocking one for the most part. So
yeah, I mean, it is super quiet. It's really up to people. Like, I remember back in the 360 days, people used to go, my 360 red ring, and I'm like, where do you keep it? Well, I keep it on my shag carpeting on the floor. Are you serious?
Well, I keep it in my oven when I bake cookies.
It's in my oven. Yeah, exactly. I thought I could just put it in the microwave, and who knows?
I actually keep my Xbox 360 in my backpack.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, right? Like, look, put it in a ventilated area. You know what I mean? Like, if you have an entertainment center that closes off, like, put it someplace where it's not closed off.
Right.
It's just called intelligence. And also, you got to keep
intelligente. What do you talk about?
There's dust. All right. These things, think of them kind of like PC cases, right? There's dust to get on the back, and you've got to clean the dust out. Otherwise, it blocks the fucking airflow.
That makes sense. But I don't think that people realize that you actually have to clean these things.
Right. I mean, as a human being, do you sleep with the covers over your head all night? I don't think so.
It's a great analogy.
You need to breathe.
Yeah, Mooch. The only other issue that I ran into, and it was just a small thing, was the Elgato that I got. That my brother bought me for my birthday. For my channel. It doesn't work with the X, but Mel was saying that there's something that I can see online that tells you how to use it.
Which one do you have?
I have the HD60.
The HD60S?
Not the S, the regular HD60.
Why won't that work with the?
You know what it was? The problem is that it was making the Xbox One only run at 1080p. It was basically telling me that my TV wasn't compatible and it wasn't a 4K TV.
Oh yeah, if you can't run it, even if you have the S, the 60S, you can't run it through that. You're gonna always have to just hook it up.
Right.
And then unhook it as you use it. But you can still use it and record.
Yes, you still can. I used to leave it hooked up to the S with no problem. And I was for 2 hours after I got the X home, I was trying to figure out why everything was in 1080p. It was
there was a bit of that problem where it was having problems detecting like the HDR. Like, it told me my TV was a Stone Age TV. Everything was X'd out when I checked it, right? And I'm like, my S has everything checked
off. Yes, mine too.
Right, and my PS4 as well, HDR and all that shit. I know this TV works for that. Like, why wouldn't it? So it took like 3 different power cycles, and then I had to manually go in and switch the HDMI port to like 2.0 HDMI. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but now it works fine.
Yeah, since the little hiccup, I've had thank God I've had 0 problems with this, and I've been playing literally nonstop.
Yeah, me too. Like I beat the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, Call of Duty campaign, South Park Stick of Truth.
Yes.
Sonic Forces. I started.
I beat Sonic Forces too.
It's great, isn't it?
Fantastic game.
It is. I loved it. Like I don't know why people were like hating on it so much. It's such a fun game. It wasn't too hard. You know what I mean? Like some Sonic.
The main reason is Sonic Mania came out right before it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I can see gameplay wise, Sonic Forces is probably the most solid 3D Sonic to come out. Like,
yep, absolutely, and it's fast.
But everything in between, kind of like the story, the menu setup, and everything like that, it takes away from the game.
I think part 1 is probably what All Day was saying. The other thing I was going to say was, I mean, don't get me wrong, and I podcast with all you guys. I know what you guys like. I know the history. A lot of you guys, a lot of people that are on YouTube, especially the older guys that are doing YouTube, even the big channels, they're all big in the nostalgia, right? But I mean, here's the thing. You know, my kids' example, everyone, they all like to wear like Mario Brothers stuff. But then when it comes down to it, I'm like, hey, guys, let's get the family around, huh? Little Mario Brothers? And they're like, nope, Call of Duty. And I'm like, what? What happened? Like, so, I mean, you guys are living in, this is not a jab by no means, because I'm with you guys. We're still living in 1989 mentally, okay? 1995 mentally. So the thing about it is the younger generation there's probably nobody between the ages of like, let's just say 8 and 18 that was like, you know what I need? I need Sonic Forces.
Why not? You know what? Everybody was going, hey, you know what I need? That Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, you know who said it? You know who said it? People 10 years older than you, crap.
That's me, but you know what? For me, Sonic was better than Mario.
Yeah, but that's a you problem. But here's my thing. Listen, here's the thing. I'm a Mario guy. Sorry, crap. But listen, here's my thing. No, what I'm saying is that like Sonic or Mario. Wait till you have a leaky pipe. Listen. All right.
Dude, I can have my ass crack hanging out and fix that shit myself. No worries, man.
How do we do that? Let me fix the pipe in here. How do we fix it?
Let me get my girl stolen my Bowser again. Oh no,
let's get it. Let's leave the Italian accents out of this. The bad ones, that is.
I do have to say, with the younger crew, we have 10-year-old twins at the house, and one of them is addicted to Fortnite right now. That kind of like PUBG ripoff that they're doing over there.
Oh, not Sonic Forces? Of course not.
No, and then the other one is more Jurassic Park Lego, which I could probably get him into Sonic Forces, but it's not downloaded on their system.
Again, I'm not making.
Well, here's the thing: Sonic Forces is 1A to the Mania is 1B. Like that's a $20 and a $40 title. You put them together for $60, you get one hell of a title, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you look at it like that, man.
Yeah, like that's how I looked at it. Like it was Sonic Forces is a $40 title. You know, I got like, you know, I put something like I beat it in 10, 12 hours, something like it was good, fast-paced game, fun. Mm-hmm. You can actually create your own characters. Interesting
Dude, and
stuff.
they give they give you so many things to create your character with. It's like, oh my goodness, man.
Winning them, there's daily challenges and all this kind of stuff that you can do. It does like 3D, 2D. Well, it's like Generations, but I could actually beat it.
It's funny because you got shout out to Lady Foxfire who's saying, you know, Team Crap Sonic. Here's the thing. Mario ultimately is the winner, and I'm sorry to let you guys down. I mean, it is though. Think about it.
Sonic doesn't have nipples, right?
Mario sold 2 million copies in like a half an hour the other day. You know what I mean? Sonic Forces and the other one, Sonic Mania combined, didn't sell 500,000 copies in 2017. So I mean, I don't know.
Dude, I don't really look at it as who sells, because people like Mario is going to always sell.
But popularity comes into the discussion, right?
People look at that as being
nostalgia.
People look at Mario as being universally good every game, and Mario is not. They've had some bad developers in there. Sonic 06 didn't do them any favors. Even this one got really bad reviews. Yeah, and I'm playing it, and I'm like, this is the funnest one I've played.
What do you think is played out more as far as like watered down, like with titles? I think, you know, people would normally just jump to Mario, but Sonic had so many shit, like Sonic Racing, Sonic running around, Sonic City.
Mario does all that shit too. Right? Mario is but
Mario Kart's a phenomenon. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. When that Mario Kart came out at the same time that Sonic All Stars Racing transformed, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform was the better kart game.
You know what? I'll second that. That game was
yes, and I'll third that because that was a fantastic game. And actually, I wish they would make an HD version of that for the updated system.
It's backwards compatible too.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean
that game was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. And it was doing the whole flying thing, transform stuff way before Mario Kart. So
the only thing that hurt Sonic, right, is Team Sonic themselves and where they brought it with like Werewolf Sonic and stuff like that.
Yes, they definitely dropped the ball on some titles for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when you saturate something, you end up killing your own brand. And listen, we talked about this on Xbox Nation. This is a great entrance into what I was going to say. I think Disney and EA and what the Respawn folks, I think we're doing this with Star Wars. I think Star Wars is becoming a bit watered down. I mean, every year we're going to get a Star Wars movie till we die. I mean, come on. Like, enough's enough, right? Rogue One, I wouldn't wipe my ass with the Rogue One toilet paper we still have in the house.
I like Rogue One better than Episode 7, to be honest with you. So.
Whoa,
Careful, crap.
Whoa, reason being is this. Episode 7 was just a reboot of Episode 4.
The reason why he liked Rogue One, the reason why he liked Rogue One better is because if you saw the end of Rogue One, you would realize that there's not going to be a sequel. That's why.
The sequel is 4. That's like it leads right up to the start of Episode 4. So here's the problem that I had, right? Like Episode 7 to me was just a reboot of Episode 4, and I liked it better than Episode 4 because Episode 4 is my least favorite out of all the Star Wars movies, and so I like the real gritty kind of like war aspect because you get like they always make it seem like there's this galactic war going on, right? And then there's never anything like it all ends in Episode 6 when there's Ewoks beating them. Like, get out of here! You know, that's not some big conflict. You got a bunch of teddy bears.
Underestimate the power of the Ewoks, man. That's all I got to say.
Exactly. So and don't let me get wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like all the Star Wars movies. I think more is. I'm never gonna like. For me, more is better. More Halo every year. I'd love it. More Forza every year. I don't more Gears every year. I fucking love it.
I'm one of those people that I like it when you like space things out. I like it when you space things out.
Give me more.
Episode I laughed the most, by the way, folks. But like literally, I like space it out. That's why when you and Xbox, you guys were we were in the middle of a CrossFire podcast, and I'm like, guys, be prepared. Halo 6 is coming out in 2019, and I heard like it was a flame torch and a pickfork and knife and crap and Xbox. We're on the way to Redmond. And I said,
you were leading that charge.
I was like, what in the world was that? I mean, listen, guys, it's okay. If you say to me you're going to take a little bit longer, it's the same thing like when you go to you guys waited, what is it, 30 minutes into the show? You go into a nice restaurant. If they tell you, that's why when you go to these 5-star places, you sit there, you get your drink, then you get your bread, then you get the oil and the whatever, the balsamic to dip it into. Then you talk a little bit more. You have another drink. Then your entree comes, okay? Then the dessert, the coffee. It's a long process because it's a good time, okay? You go to McDonald's, you scarf a cheeseburger down, you spit it out. Thank you. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. It's okay to wait for something. Let something cook and simmer the right way instead of rushing it out.
I mean that's prime example, man.
Yeah.
Prime example. Look at Assassin's Creed.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is a very good point, dude. Excellent.
Put the brakes on and cook the damn meat, all right? For God's sake, let's get this shit ready.
Listen, all right, when it comes to Halo, if you're going to get on that whole thing, they already have...
You have the template for the multiplayer.
They have the complete story written.
Yeah, but do you want Halo 6 to just be Halo 5 multiplayer again?
No, this is what you got to do. You got to have the Halo 5 multiplayer there at launch because it took them a little bit longer to get all the stuff that's there now.
And then a true
you got to have.
Story.
Hey, listen,
you got to have the forge ready to go. You got to have everything ready to go.
Go ahead all day.
343, the Flood, Atriox, make it happen. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's Atriox is the new character. So
man, if they do that,
let me introduce Rand Althorith here. Rand, welcome to the show.
Oh shoot.
Yo, sorry I'm late, man. I just had something like last minute pop up that I had to take care of. So what are we talking about here?
We were walking right into Star Wars, and when we were right to get into that, by mistake I brought up Halo 6.
Took a left at 343 Avenue real quick.
Wait. Are we talking about the Switch? Is this a Nintendo podcast? Am I at the right place?
no, gosh.
No, you have the wrong corner. You have the wrong turn in Albuquerque.
The Switch podcast is on Zaire's channel. So.
Right now, we're actually celebrating the Ouya, is what we're doing right now. Ouya, okay?
Yeah, you probably still have one.
J.J. Williams is playing that right now.
Oh, God.
That's a true story. It's a true story. All right. No, we're getting into it. Listen, I put this into the title here. Will Star Wars Battlefront 2 rebound? And you have to understand what I mean by that. That doesn't mean it's necessarily absolutely. I mean, as far as I don't think they even had a changed path, and they still would have sold 25 million copies.
Yeah, like the only people that were upset were like the hardcore people or whatever, and they were upset for weird reasons, like a lot of misinformation regarding that stuff. Like you just got to go to Assassin. That's the joke. He unlocked every hero in 28 hours. That's not an abundance of time that you have to put in.
Right.
That's actually not a lot of time at all.
He did that, Clowns? I don't know if Clowns is here. Clowns is on mute, but
28 hours.
Did he? That's insane.
That's what he said. Yeah. He unlocked all the heroes in 28 hours.
Well, so far I've put maybe about 7 hours in the last 3 days. I try to put like 2 hours a day because I was trying to judge, with these credits, how much you have. I have almost in the 7 hours I put in almost 20,000 credits. And I haven't spent anything. Yeah. Now, granted, when you beat the single player, you get credits for that. Yep. The 20,000 that I currently have are simply earned through multiplayer. Nice. Everything else I spent prior to on other stuff.
And some of the stuff like Darth Vader is like 4,500. It's not really like as much as like people were trying to make it out to be at all. It wasn't.
I got to tell you, listen, I know it's probably, they're like people in the chat to be like, well, no, FEA, F Star Wars. I got to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I am having a ball with it online.
That game could possibly be a game of the year contender if they hadn't had that backlash. Like the review scores do not reflect the game at all, in my opinion. Because every single one of them,
it's like what happened with Forza. Perfect example.
Exactly. Like Forza is a 90, 92 all day meta, in my opinion. Battlefront 2 is a 90 all day, in my opinion. The fact that anybody would mention a loot crate in there.
Right,
guys, I just want to chime in on the guy. I think it was on Reddit who he posted how many hours it would take to play the game and to get the credits to unlock all the heroes. One big thing that he left out of it was kind of like the daily kind of like challenges and stuff.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Yep.
You would get like 500 credits for this, 700 credits for that. And if you did the daily challenges, with the game, which I play Destiny 2. I am about the challenges, man. Like I look at my little, what is it? Don calls it the honey-do list. I look at my honey-do list and I'm like, all right, I want to do this. I got to do, public events on IO and stuff like that. I do all that stuff. And if you do all that stuff, it doesn't seem like you're going to, it's too much to play the game and earn the credits.
Someone in the chat, Josh Shields, just said Darth Vader's 15,000 credits to unlock.
Yeah, he was originally 60,000.
Oh, yeah, but Assassin was telling me, I forget how much he said it was, but he unlocked them all in 28 hours. I mean, that's obviously not a tremendous.
Let me tap Rand on the shoulder here. Rand, you did a video shortly after the news broke yesterday, and I thought your title was interesting. You said, basically, I'm paraphrasing. You said EA, releases and relinquishes the microtransactions, and you said ... for now. What's the deal with that? I mean, what were you reporting yesterday? Is it basically they're going to bring these things back? I heard after Christmas they may come back. That time frame?
Yeah, they're coming back in January.
Okay, and it'll be just as it is now?
Or yeah, they said they're going to change stuff around, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you saw the whole thing with the CEO of Disney called CEO of Electronic Arts, and they were concerned about how Star Wars is being linked to gambling, and Disney is very protective of their image.
Cut this shit out.
I'm not surprised that it happened, but no, they want. I also heard that the sales of this, the day one sales for this, are way down from the first game. Pocketbook, the wallet has an effect.
Well, that's what speaks the most.
Negativity surrounding it when they got a mainline Star Wars movie coming out too.
Well, yeah, Disney doesn't want any sort of negativity surrounding Star Wars. I mean, they have a kid-friendly image, and even though they have mobile games that have a lot of loot boxes and microtransactions, nobody's ever equated Star Wars to gambling like they did for this.
Yeah.
So they want to like, no, we need this to go away. You know, bring it back in January when everything's settled or whatever. But it's going to be interesting to see if anything happens between EA's and Disney's relationship over this, because
something might happen.
They might maybe.
I always thought it was stupid that they limited themselves to one developer or one publisher for those games. Like, it doesn't make sense. There's so many other, like I've said this a long time ago, or I might have said it Wednesday, Mooch. EA, their developers are mostly shooters and racing games. You know what I mean? Like, and sports games. If you want to get like something Star Wars property out there, you would have either had to do some kind of RPG and let BioWare handle it, or you would have had to, I don't know, like do something else, because even though I like the campaign a lot in Star Wars Battlefront, you know, it's just like a linear third-person shooter, you know, like fun stuff, but it's like a short kind of thing.
Well, I mean, EA did it again. They just swiped up and bought up Respawn, and you know, this is something. And there was a debate going on, like, oh, you know, should Microsoft have bought them? Microsoft, you know, we said BioWare went and left, and EA bought them. I mean, Microsoft should have scooped some of these up, but I mean, you guys, we talked about this. I thought about this like 2 years ago. We started talking about what can Microsoft do? Will they do this? Then we started seeing how they're laying out their plan. I know Phil said he's going to come out, and I think Phil's going to do more internal first-party studios, build them from the ground up. I don't think you're going to see him do a major acquisition of a big company, because just right? They're not going to. Well, I don't think they're going to do it because
if they want to make a splash, they should do it. But I mean,
but Phil doesn't do splashes. You know what I mean?
They need to make a splash.
How well known was Bungie before Halo? You see what I'm saying? What they're going to do is
you're talking about like, you know, a million years ago. You know what I mean?
I understand that. I understand. But guess what? You don't have to do everything with like the new kind of make a splash type thing. You got to create a quality development team. And if it's grab like one up and
here's the thing. You have people that are very talented out there. What you do is you go out there. Well, hold on. You go out there and you pick from each of these different groups that are amazing. Like we always joke and use her name. I'm using her name, Amy Hennig. I don't mean to pick on her. I'm just saying she's talented, and she's been out there twice for free agency. We had what's his face that left BioWare to come work for Microsoft. Now he's back with BioWare, Casey Hudson. And you have these people. The thing is it takes more than just a great developer. It takes a story writer. It takes a director, okay? It takes the ability to recruit actors. There's a lot of stuff that goes into these games being all that, okay? And I mean that. Like, if you're talking about Halo, there's a lot of voice acting, a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of art direction, a lot of everything.
Well, some people just aren't a good fit for things. She wasn't a good fit for the Star Wars game that they were making at Visceral.
Which makes sense. That's not her forte. Yeah. So that's fine.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it just depends. I mean, also, like, new studios tend to have like a clash, just like Black Tusk Studios, right? Like that was a studio for a while before they got switched over to the Coalition, and who knows? We never even got anything but a concept from them one time,
right?
You know,
right?
And like that could be a problem. New studios sometimes have a hard time getting the game out the door.
Well, crap. There's a rumor going around that EA shut down Visceral so they can buy Respawn.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but you know.
That makes perfect
for me
sense.
Personally, it does. But I mean, Respawn, again, a shooter developer, and you turn down and you disband a studio that does narrative-driven games. So I mean, that does fit their agenda.
Yeah, but I mean, Respawn's actually made high-quality games that sold millions of copies, whereas Visceral's games never really kind of did, even though Dead Space was popular. But I want to bring it back to your point about EA.
Dead Space was never popular.
EA and Star Wars. I think EA is the only fit for Star Wars, because when you look at the devs out there, right, the publishers, EA has a bunch of them, and they make like the popular genres, right? Because who else could really do it? Ubisoft wouldn't be interested, because Ubisoft's only interested in their own IPs, right? Activision is only interested in Call of Duty and Destiny. They don't do anything else besides that, and they don't have the studios to do that. So you could say Sony, which they have the studios, but
Activision
then again,
would definitely be interested in the Star Wars name to freaking get money. Hell yeah, they would.
The problem is they don't have any of the studios to do it.
Right. Don't give two shits, man. Give us more money.
Well, I mean, look, you could shop things around. Like, okay, it is a good fit, Battlefront with EA, right? But then maybe go to Obsidian with an RPG or something. You know what I mean? Like, depending on what you want. Yeah. You know, there's other. They didn't have to just go, okay, you're the only ones that can make games.
They didn't have to, but I'm saying is like EA is the one who fit the bill, because even if you go to Microsoft and Sony, they're both limited on the studios they have, plus if you go with Microsoft, you can't sell on Nintendo or PlayStation. Right. If you go to PlayStation, you can't sell on those other two.
I'm not convinced if they go to Microsoft that they wouldn't sell them on other platforms. Uncle Phil loves doing that.
I mean, I was just on PC and Steam, but I mean, not direct on like, Nintendo. I'm just saying like EA makes sense. EA makes complete sense for them. Like when they probably pitched it to them, because they were like, we can do a first-person shooter, we can do a third-person action game. We have these studios lined up. Whereas the other ones, the other big publishers are like, we'd rather make our own stuff. We'd rather make and make our own money, because you got to figure EA's, paying out the wazoo to get the Star Wars license, right?
Right.
And whereas like Ubisoft's like, we own Ghost Recon, we own For Honor, we own The Division, we'll make our own money. And Activision's only interested in Call of Duty and Destiny. I mean, they don't have any other studios that could make a shooter, so like EA was the only one, basically, at least. Yeah,
like I'm just saying, like, why limit it? You know what I mean? There's other like studios that could have done something, but I mean, I get it to a certain extent. I just think that if you had more studios working on Star Wars games,
do you guys think that the microtransactions that were in place yesterday, do you think that if those stayed, if they were there, which Rand is saying they'll be back in January, which I totally believe, if they stayed, was it really the say all end all that the internet made it? I don't think that if you're an everyday gamer, it would have bugged you.
Well, I want to jump in here for that, because here's the thing. Okay, now I've put a decent amount of time, I would say, into it, and I'm pretty decent when it comes to multiplayer online. And I gotta be honest, I was kind of getting my ass handed to me, and every time the kill cam came up, the person had purple cards. Yep, across the board on all 3 slots. Now, I can't say definitively that person didn't put in 40 hours. I can't say that, because it doesn't, there's not a mark that says, okay, yeah, this guy's been playing forever. Could that person that killed me 17 times in a match be the guy that spent $100? I don't know. But there were a lot of people with purple cards. You know how many purple cards I have? Like 3.
I have none.
Oh, there you go. You see?
So, I got a bunch of them because I got the Elite Trooper pack.
Well, what did the Elite Trooper pack give you?
Gave me purple cards.
Came with some purple cards. Yes.
You fuck.
Look, I'll say here, like, the microtransactions were a problem, but that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem the game has is the progression system. It's atrocious.
It's fucking terrible.
And the microtransactions are just highlight, because the whole game is built around the idea of it's this long grind to get things that you want, but it's all RNG in the loot crates, right? Yeah. So hey, just give us some money to skip that and maybe get some stuff faster than you normally would.
Right.
Rand, and anybody else on the panel, I need somebody to explain this to me. I heard something about a cooldown in the game where they literally
that's the arcade
mode.
Yeah. But they won't let you kind of grind it out in the arcade mode.
You can play as much as you want, but after you reach a certain threshold of credits, then it limits you to put you in a 2-hour cooldown or something.
Yeah.
You know what games do that? Mobile games.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
And you know what?
That's such a mobile game thing. Like that shouldn't be.
It's such a part of the norm now, right? Because you got, nephews, nieces, sons, daughters, young people growing up.
They're used to this.
They're used to this. This is part of the norm. This is every day.
Here's the other thing, guys. You guys remember the old trick where someone put a $1 bill, or nowadays have to be $100 bill on the fish hook, and you kind of, and then people chase it, and you wind it up, and people chasing that $100 bill down the city block. It's hysterical. But here's the thing. Listen, that's what they're doing with Star Wars. People are buying Star Wars napkins, Star Wars underwear, Star Wars rooftops, Star Wars everything. It's like, it doesn't matter what it is. So
Darth
EA,
Vader chocolate.
You know what I mean? Like, it's true. It's true. So you can't not imagine that the EA folks sat at their head table and somebody said, let's squeeze these Star Wars fans out of everything. Somebody was like, come on, don't do that. And they're like, I just saw somebody buy 4,000 Star Wars Tootsie Rolls. They're going to do it. Trust me. And it's like, okay. So my whole thing about it is I don't necessarily blame them for trying. I also don't blame the people for their pushback. And here's the thing, though. But let me just get to the point here, Xbox. Because ultimately, guys, I don't hate microtransactions as much as everybody else. I don't like what EA did, and I do want to get back into what Rand was saying, that the structure is broken as far as the progression system. I want to get back into that. But if the microtransactions end up really, we all revolt and they just won't do it anymore, you guys can all get prepared for a fall holiday 2018 that your games are all going to be $69.99 or $74.99 a piece. And that's what's going to happen. What I say is, as long as it doesn't mess up the progression of the game or the actual pay to win, if people are complaining, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is over the top, but people are complaining about microtransactions for every game. And it's like, if it's just a skin or a hat, let them buy it. Who cares what they look like? You know what I mean? If their Mario character looks like, you know, John Wayne, who cares? You know, that's my whole thing. It doesn't matter. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about is be careful what you wish for, people, because if you do get it, your price will go up.
Well, I think people were fine with microtransactions. I think they didn't like the pay to win aspect where you can get a better weapon or whatever, which, that's kind of stupid. But
this is where EA is absolute genius. Because like Mooch said, when it comes to Star Wars, anything sells. So if they're going to try to push the envelope when it comes to microtransactions, pay to win, all that good stuff, what better title to do it with than a Star Wars title? Because eventually it's still going to sell some type of decent numbers. Now it's lower than what they had, you know, from the original Star Wars Battlefront. I guess the day one numbers were lower or whatever, but it's still, come on guys, it's still selling. It's still selling units like worldwide.
It is, but who knows? There could also be the whole effect like with the first Destiny, right? People got burned the first time. People got burnt really bad the first time with Battlefront 1, right? Like really bad. There was no modes to play, no campaign, no nothing. And so maybe people are a little bit more reluctant.
Okay, so now wait, let's talk about that for a second, because this is something that I was harping on Wednesday's Xbox Nation. Rand, have you played the game?
Yeah, I've got about 30 hours into it.
Okay, you got 30. Boom's got 28 to 30 or more than that. Crap's got at least 10 or something like that, maybe more. Guys, is this game that much better than the first one to the point where you're like over the top? And don't let the eye candy fool you.
Right.
Is this game?
No, the first one was great looking too, but this one's got a full-on campaign. It's got a bunch of modes right there at the start. I think it's well worth it. Free DLC. There's no $50.
Does this game have the longevity across the panel to reach past February and keep huge lobbies active?
Yeah, no. I think so.
No.
Do with the movie coming out and do the
movie.
Holidays
the movie will die out by after Christmas, though. All day, trust me.
I think it's a more robust game than the previous one.
It's better because it has a campaign, even though the campaign's not great. And the multiplayer is still fun. It's still the same multiplayer. And the game, it might be the best looking game on the Xbox.
Yeah,
there are moments playing it where it's just like looking at my TV, I'm like,
yep.
Yeah,
you see you know what the funny thing is? I was taking screenshot after screenshot. The cloth, you see the cloth, you see the reflections, the shadow, the lights, the smoke. Basically, it's a PC. You know what I mean? It's like PC quality shit. It's amazing.
When you were talking about that on Twitter, did you see Snap's response to that? She's like,
her
ass looks flat though.
I thought it was the pants, man. She was wearing tight pants, so of course it looked.
I think people will get frustrated with the progression system in the game. I think it needs a complete overhaul, but I think it's too late to do that. Because I don't know. Have you guys explained how the whole progression thing works? Like me and all day we're having this conversation last night with Dealer and Colt, and it was just like you need a PhD to explain it.
Yeah, so, I just feel like it reminds me of those little fucking dolls that you take one big one off, there's another one under it, and then another one under it, then another one under it. That's what it reminds me of. It's really confusing to someone.
Yeah, explain it to everybody. And myself personally, I bought it last night, an hour before midnight. So I don't know, whatever the pre-order thing. I don't know what I probably got a free hat or something.
People freaked out over the wrong thing. Like the costs of the heroes didn't really matter. What sucks is the assault troopers and all that stuff, right? So you have a whole bunch of different. You have assault, you have heavy, you have specialist, you have recon, and a whole bunch of other stuff. They each have star cards, right? And you can equip one from the start. Now, the only way you can equip slot 2 or slot 3 is by getting more star cards, but it's not really explained. It's something you kind of got to figure out for yourself. Well, you ask, how do you get more slots to open so you can equip some of these awesome star cards that you always get killed by in the games? I see I'm getting killed by people with 30% more health who do 30% more damage and are 30% faster. I don't think that's fair. I want that. How does that happen? Right. Well, it's okay. You get the credits, and you don't get a lot of credits when you play. You get 200, 300 per match. However, at the beginning of the game when you play, you get a whole bunch from the campaign, like Mr. Boomstick said. You also get a whole bunch from the challenges. So you'll be inundated with a lot of credits in the beginning, but eventually you'll run out of challenges. You'll won't have the campaign to play, and then it's kind of a slow grind. So say I want to play as an assault character, and I want to upgrade the cards, I want to unlock the other slots. You can craft the cards for 40 crafting points. But where do you get the crafting points? But those are in the loot crates for the troopers that cost 4,000 credits. But it's not guaranteed you'll get crafting parts. So say I want to build up my assault character, so I spend 4,000 credits to get this crate. I'm guaranteed to get a card for a trooper, but not the trooper I may want. I might get something for a heavy, I might get something for a recon, I may get a stupid emote or a stupid victory pose. So you constantly are spending more credits to potentially get a card for the character that you want, plus crafting points. And you get the crafting points, then you can make the cards, but then you have to be the right card level. You see where I'm going with this? It's like that for every character. The progression in this game is completely broken. The microtransactions were there so you could skip it. And you would want to skip it because it's stupid, right?
Holy shit, the plan to invade Normandy was easy. The hell is that?
It's bad,
I was trying to write it down, and I was just, I pulled the freaking all day. I was like, who cares? I threw my fucking pen. I don't know, man. That's so good. But Rand, I mean, in all honesty, what you just said, and I appreciate you going through the steps, that's mind-boggling. I mean,
because each of the so all the characters have it, all the starships have their own thing, all the heroes have their own stuff.
Jeez.
So it's like, if you want to focus on one character, you're good because you can get the credits and stuff. But it's like, but I want to upgrade Luke, but then you don't have the crafting points or the material. Oh, but I also want to upgrade these starships because they have modes for that. But it's like, I don't have enough credits.
Ridiculous.
It's like, I don't know.
Well, first of all, let me just help everybody in the chat, because people in the chat are all, listen, everybody becomes Teddy Ruxpin in the chat. We're not defending loot crates, okay? Don't tell your own story or rendition. Rand right now is explaining how the actual game and the progression system works, first of all. What we were just saying in generality, not related to Star Wars Battlefront 2 at all, was all we were saying was that certain microtransactions, when they're just for cosmetics, just cosmetic ones, help keep costs down for game, for the consumer.
A perfect example of that is
that's
Blizzard.
All we were saying. We weren't condoning what Star Wars Battlefront 2 was doing. We're actually, I think I would speak for everybody here. Please interject. I think everybody's happy that they went back on, at least for the next 2 months, anyways. There won't be any microtransactions.
There's going to be some sort of a fix in there. There's no doubt about it. They cannot go back to the way it was, because then
they're not going to keep that up to how it was, because first of all, again, the ties to like gambling, that is things some people are questioning now. You spend real money and you don't know what you're going to get. That's a slot machine, basically.
Pretty much, yes.
So you have to really kind of set that up. The second thing that I would say is, if you're really bad at a game, even if you're paying for stuff to help you, that's not a guarantee that you're going to
you're not going to be better.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like GG. That's all I got to say to that. Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I think it's up to us, being YouTubers, gaming podcasts and stuff like that. Like, something happens when a certain negative idea happens. So when it comes to loot crates, there is a downside if it becomes pay to win and stuff like that. But when a negative idea is spurred within a community, and if it really takes off, it really catches fire, then anything that is related to that idea, so you're talking loot crates, everything is going to be torn down. All right. We had like, when there was loot crates in single player experiences, people are like, well, those shouldn't be there in single player experiences. I'm like, but they don't affect anybody else. If somebody else wants to spend their money on their own single player experience and make it what they want it to be, it's perfectly fine. But because these loot crates have got such a negative stigma towards them now, it's up to us to kind of sift through there and let the gamers out there know, like, all right, well, this one isn't that bad. This one is okay. You know what I'm saying? We have to go and we have to kind of put the common sense back out there.
And Xbot, I know you, so I know that you would actually put your due diligence in. I think a lot of people on the panel would. But the thing is, though, that becomes like opinions are like, you know what, right? Everyone's got one. So, like, it depends on how you look at it. There was somebody just right now in the chat, and I'm not going to bust his chops. He's got it right. He said, I'd rather have free DLC and loot crates than pay for a season pass. There's all kinds of different mentalities when it comes down to this. And, it depends. You can sit there and debate anybody. Myself personally, to be honest with you, I'm actually more pissed off at what Rand just described in the progression system, because, like, I'll be honest with you, that's such a deterrent. You know, I mean, you can make things harder for me to achieve, where I have to play X amount of hours before I get to it. I'd rather have that threshold than this. Make a card in the right category. You have to go craft it. If you don't have the craft, you have to do this. If you don't have the right
did a half-ass. They did a half-ass way of trying to balance it. Is what they did with having to be a certain level to use a certain card, even though you got it before. Because if they took that barrier out, then it is completely could be pay to win. You know what I'm saying? People are putting their money down and getting the best cards and are able to use them right off the bat. Right. I see what they tried to do there. They just did a half-ass job at trying to do it like that.
They got greedy. Yeah. That's the end of the story. They just got greedy and they thought they could
taking advantage, guys, of the fact that Star Wars fans buy everything. Look at the gitchy stuff that they have, all the crazy stuff they have in GameStop right now, the hats and the shirts and everything. If you sift through that stuff when you go into that store, 95% of it's Star Wars or a Yoda hat or wacky ears from fucking Star Wars. Zsa Zsa Bink tongues. Everything in the world is there. You're like, what the hell is this shit? You know? And I mean, like, that's the crazy stuff they're selling and people are buying it. So you have EA sitting there and they're like, wait a minute. Why don't we make a turbo game that everyone's going to love? Okay, check mark. Let's make every single thing they do. If they look left, they pay 5 cents. If they look right, it's 10 cents. Don't ask me why I'm left-handed. I like it that way. It's like, okay, let's put that in there. And everybody just kept on going down, tallying it. And then let's throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And basically, this is the first time, right, that people revolted. They said, wait a minute, this is absurd. And now they know that. Here's the thing. EA came out with a great line the other day. The great line yesterday. We've learned from our experiences, and we know that we have to communicate with the gamer. We've learned so much. Please. Here's all they learned is they got to back off a little. You know what I mean? They don't got to back off a lot. They're going to keep doing this. But they're just going to do it a lot less. They tried to go to the nth degree, and nobody bit. Now, getting back to one of my issues with Star Wars, and I haven't started it yet, and boy, after this conversation, I'm not as excited to start this thing up.
Dude, you can just play it. Like, I don't fucking pay attention to any of that specific shit. I'm on there shooting shit.
That's what I'm saying. Is it a good time, crap?
Yeah, it's a fucking blast. Come on.
I've been having a ball, and I've kind of got my ass handed to me a bit, but you know what? At the end of the day, hashtag fun.
I was just going to say, you took the words out of my mouth. If you guys could actually find another 2 guys to meet up with you guys could do like shirts off hashtag fun at the next E3. It would be awesome.
I'm all about the fun, man.
Face painters. Listen, the thing about it is this. I think that it's a lot of fun. I think it's a great game. My only concern, crap, is the longevity, and that's coming from none of this microtransaction talk. This is just the game.
Well, I mean, look, longevity of what the hell, Wolfenstein 2, man. You beat it, you're done.
That's a single player game.
I'm just saying, this is multiple though. This has got a single player, a multiplayer. Yeah, it's got
Rand
battles. It's got every goddamn
thing. Let me ask Rand, because you and Boom are hashtag fun. But Rand, do you think that the campaign is all that?
He said it was. He didn't think it was great. Right. I thought it was pretty good.
It's good. My expectations were a little bit. I don't know why my
was it better than the first Battlefront?
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, by default, it is.
That's like a capital foundry.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there are moments in the campaign that are really good. Like, Star Wars fans will have a smile on their face, like, for sure. Like, I don't want to spoil it for people. It's just that the main characters, like, they did nothing for me. I didn't care about a single one of them. Like, the story was just kind of forgettable for me, and it was short. It was 4 hours long.
It was very short. Yeah, it was.
So I did the video
you feel like they took something out from the story.
Like, there's 12 missions. I mean, they might have cut some stuff, but I know we are getting free DLC on December 5th. Another single player.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're supposed to be it's supposed to be like a DLC episode for the single player.
What were the achievement numbers from the single player campaign, Rand?
We probably get about 300 or something, maybe 400.
400 for 4 hours?
I mean, if you're getting the game, it's worth running through the campaign because you'll get the credits for the multiplayer, you'll get a whole bunch of stuff, and the campaign's good. There are moments where it's great, but there are moments where it's like you'll start to kind of see the repetitive nature. Go here, kill this person. Go to this spot, kill these groups, defend this area, rinse, repeat. But there are some truly great moments in the campaign. You
described Uncharted games.
I've described that's like most games ever made. Some games like hide it better than others. This one, you know what it felt like? It felt like the campaign was an introduction to multiplayer. The whole time I felt when I was playing it, it felt like they were trying to shoehorn me into the multiplayer to teach me.
That's a great point.
How to play multiplayer, because they introduce you to the star cards, they introduce you to the loadouts, they introduce you to the special characters, they show you how to play. So it's like they're priming you for multiplayer.
Was it kind of like Gears with the horde mode inside the campaign?
Yes, but imagine like a whole campaign stretched like through that.
Well, the funny thing is, for me personally, whenever I play a multiplayer mainly game and there's a campaign, I always look at it that anyway. Call of Duty is the same way. Every game,
but Titanfall
that has
2
the single player. Well, Titanfall 2 was also good, but short. You know what I mean?
But the Titanfall 2 campaign was like one of the best of all time.
It was really good. I'll give you that. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I loved it. Listen, I'll say this much. I think it was okay. I don't think it was nearly as good as you guys gave it a rate. I get some me problem apparently. I thought Titanfall 2's campaign was par for the course, and I think it really goes with what Rand just said. If you stop and think about it, it was just a tutorial for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's all it really was, And I mean,
you guys are ignoring the 500-pound gorilla in the room, and that is December 5th is the Curse of the Osiris on Destiny 2, and nobody's gonna care about Star Wars anybody care
about Destiny?
The thing about Destiny, thanks for setting that up. That's like tying me to a railroad track. Thanks a lot there, Xbot. Because now I got Rand and I got crap that are going to kill me. No, my thing about it is this. I think Destiny, the fact that it's coming out with its DLC on December 5th and we're getting the 4K HDR, it's a no-brainer that you're going to see a large group of people back. I mean, all day you'll be there. I know that's for sure. I know that
I'll be there.
Xbot's going to be there. Xbot hasn't left. Rand, you'll definitely turn it on just to see what the hell's going on. Even Crap's going to turn it on to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to check out the 4K goodness.
He'll turn it on to turn it off.
Right, exactly. That's pretty much correct. That is correct. I mean, Rand, even though you're not listed as a Destiny fan, you say it all the time. I mean, you got a character up to 305, I believe. Didn't you max out a character or two?
I did the raid and then stopped. I was like,
okay, because you did the raid. You didn't fit it. You did but you also did all of the main mission.
I mean, yeah, I did everything in the game. I haven't gotten my
right. So you're not a 305, but you got to be above 290.
No, I'm at 289.
All right, pardon me.
Thumbs up by December 5th. You know that Simpsons gif where the grandpa walks in?
Yes, he puts his hat on,
hat on, turns back around and leaves. Mm-hmm. That's going to be me and Crap on December 5th.
Absolutely.
Destiny 2.
Absolutely.
Destiny 2 leave.
It's true. It's true. I mean, listen, I like it. I like it because I like what Xbot said. I like any game that says, hey, thanks for coming back today. By the way, do this shit. We'll reward you. If that's what Star Wars is, guess what? I'll be playing a lot more Star Wars than I thought if they have dailies and things like that.
Yeah, but even from
like login bonus, I mean, again, it's nothing to write home about, but you're still getting credits. You're still getting parts. You're still getting, cards.
If you do daily missions?
No, if just logging in, you're getting a crate every day.
No, but I'm asking. I thought Xbox said that there was.
Yeah, when you're playing the game, dude.
There's like 7 challenges or so.
Yes,
like,
there's
tons. Are they daily or weekly?
Daily
challenges. Yes,
and you get loot crates. You can get parts, things like that.
You get credits towards getting any of that stuff.
Okay,
so you get like 500 credits or something.
That tells you got a bonus. Go ahead, unlock it. You press Y, and it's either 700 credits, 500 credits, parts, something. You're always getting something.
Yeah, I mean, shout out. Fonz is in the chat. I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that I know. Fonz isn't the only one. There's a lot of people I work with actually that are huge Destiny fans, and they've all come up to me in the past couple weeks, and they said, "Yeah." So they're like, "We're not." They're like, they didn't say they were done with Destiny, but they're like, There's nothing to do because they changed the fact that there's no different roles that come on out of the guns.
Specific grind.
There's no grind. That's what my one friend said. He goes, I have every gun right now. He goes, I have every gun. I have all 3 characters to 305. He's like, I've done the raid a dozen times. He's like, I hate to say this, but I'm bored to tears. And this is somebody that put in somewhere around 2,300 to 2,400 hours in the first Destiny.
Yeah, but these are the hardcore Destiny 1 people. And it's like, with those guys and the specific grinds, to doing those specific things in the strikes and all that good stuff to get your Galahorn or something like that, I can kind of see that. But for people who were turned off to Destiny 1, I really think they should try the sequel. I mean, just look at me, guys. Destiny 1 was not for me. But the kind of like the randomness of the drops and the tokens and stuff that you get on a daily basis keeps me going. for people who have me on their Xbox Live.
Well, here's the thing though, in Xbox,
I'm there every day.
I follow you and I pay attention to what you're doing because you know I follow you on Twitter and you always keep everybody up to date. But like you're what are you? You're at like 300 or you're at 303 or something.
I'm 305 on my Titan. I am 304 on my Hunter, and I am just about to start my Warlock. So. Okay,
so that's my point. So you're not maxed out completely yet. I mean, the people I've talked to are 305 on all characters. They have every gun, every exotic, everything.
They're Destiny 1 veterans, and they did that grind constantly.
And that's why they're pissed right now, though. There's nothing left.
With me, I mean, I got like Forza Motorsport 7. I got Cuphead. I got other games to play too. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like divvy up my time. And I get an expanded experience. You know, I get the Destiny, I get the Cuphead, I get the Forza, I get the Assassin's Creed. And at the end of the day, I'm like, damn, man, I've been everywhere from freaking Egypt to Titan. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All day. Do you have Star Wars?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got Star Wars. Yeah.
Okay, so you got it. Clowns, are you here?
I don't know. Clowns. I'm here.
Clowns, do you have Star Wars?
There's Clowns. Holy shit.
Oh, I was trying to talk before, crap, but you cut me off.
That's great. Clowns, do you have Star Wars?
Yeah, I got it. And
okay, so the whole panel has it.
Do you have Star Wars?
Yes. I haven't turned it on yet, though. I downloaded it at midnight. I went to work, came home.
Oh, he was doing a roster check. I see. Okay.
I'm just seeing who's got it, who doesn't, just because everyone's. I wanted to see like.
I tried to win Free Code Friday, but for some reason, Larry Herb just bypassed my name. I don't know why.
No. You can't.
Like, let's remove that one.
Let's remove that one. Yep. That's not happening.
Crap, we got to get J Dubs to do a T-shirt with Clowns, and it just says "Crap cut me off." Like it has a picture of Clowns. And it's just like,
Crap
That's a great idea. Great idea.
Well, you hear from Clowns at the 3-minute mark when he gets introduced, and then he's gone for an hour.
Well, hey, to be honest though, my wife gets home and the dogs go nuts, and you're like, "Shut the dogs up!" So usually,
shut those goddamn dogs up.
Keep that off.
Well, all right. So that's what listen, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a work in progress here, folks. And what I mean by that is I'm more interested to see how this game pans out, because for the hype and the money and everything that we're talking about, I think this game is dead on, or not dead on arrival, but dead as of February 2018.
Mediocre.
It's just not gonna. It's not, and that sucks. I'm not happy to say that. I'm just telling you that I think that's the way it's going to go, because I think it's a very casual shooter. It's a 4-hour campaign. You put all that together, that's got 1 month written all over it, And don't get me wrong, Crap makes a point. He goes, well, what about Wolfenstein 2 or Wolfenstein 2? He's like, you going to play that forever? No, he's right. I might you play it through once on whatever level you decide to play it through. Then maybe you take it up a notch, play it one step harder. But after that, you are pretty much done with it. Yeah. That's a single-player game.
You're still getting way more use out of the game than you would a movie or whatever. You know what I mean? Or I'm just saying, for me, it's not. That's why I buy so many games, because it's I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't waste my money on shit. I buy games, I play them, I have fun. I feel like I get a good value, I have something in return. You know what I mean? That's for me, is what it's all about. So I don't really fret about it too much. Right.
I think drinking makes you a better gamer. Just make that a t-shirt. Yes, it's like playing darts at a bar, folks. Okay, you get better after a couple of beers. Anyways, though, moving on, I want to move on to another subject here. This is something that kind of irked me, guys, and I don't understand. Maybe you guys feel the technical guys here will get a little bit more into it for me. My problem with this whole thing is this is the second or third game now that Digital Foundry's reviewed Final Fantasy 15. And yes, the X is performing better, but it's not performing, I don't think, at what we expected it to perform at. And myself personally, I think this is a lazy devs issue. I don't think this is the box, but tell me if I'm wrong here. And I'm willing to take the you're wrong mooch here, but I think this is a dev issue, because there's a lot of times that they showed in their comparisons that the PlayStation 4 Pro was performing a little bit better in certain places in the game as far as frames per second. The graphical and the muddiness in the soup award went to PlayStation 4. The Xbox One X did show crisper, sharper images. But as far as frame rate, the PS4 performed better, and I think that's a lazy dev, right? We saw that.
What you're talking about, just Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15 is the latest to show this.
Yeah, I watched that one. And then he said when he rebooted the console, it was
fine.
Better.
Yeah, it was fine after that. See,
so it's a developer issue.
Well, sure. I think it's a developer issue as well, because he even said with the Pro, there was issues when they put in the patch for the PS4 Pro as well. and what they were trying to do there. You automatically know the Xbox One X, it's more powerful. If the devs put the time into it, it can do more, right?
Yeah.
But the whole thing with how they're doing the dynamic resolution with Final Fantasy 15, it's kind of weird, man. You look up at the sky and you get one resolution. Then you look down at the horizon, it's a different resolution. Then you look down at your feet and it's a different resolution. That is so weird. Like, you're not moving around or anything.
You know, and it's funny, Xbox, you're 100% right. Thanks for bringing that up. He's right. So during this analysis, sky, mid-level, and looking down at the ground had 3 different resolutions.
Yeah,
in the same
that's
spot.
so weird for dynamic, man.
That's a dev issue. That's when I was watching. I'm like, this is a dev issue. This is a problem.
Yeah, because when he was talking, he even said, like, this shouldn't be happening on the X. You wouldn't expect this to be happening.
Yeah, he said, I'm shocked. I was taken back when I saw it.
Yeah, that was a bad patch. So
yeah, but here's the difference with Vince Zampella, you know, constantly, you know, Vince Zampella is trying to be this, like, you know, everybody's buddy and all that. These guys that are over in Japan that made this game, I don't think they give two. Like, what?
They don't give two shits.
The Xbox One X isn't performing well? I'm sorry. I can't hear a word you're saying. Shut the door. And nobody gives a shit. Cares.
Well, I mean,
said.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I mean, look, they didn't even have to patch it at all. But I mean, to be honest with you, it was an ugly game on the regular base Xbox.
Yeah,
it was terrible. It was a very ugly game.
Yeah, so.
That about that.
But you know, this is what it comes down.
I don't know, like the player, the enemy models, like the creatures and stuff like that, looked really good.
The background was blurry.
Raw distance.
Dude, yeah,
man, it looked like you're running through a field with Vaseline on your eyelid.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy.
Well, here's the problem, and herein lies the problem, guys.
Yo, all day, that's like the worst picture anybody's ever put in my head, man.
When you hear Phil Spencer come out and he has to say this, right? We're not telling the devs, we're not demanding the devs do anything to a certain criteria or specification.
And they're definitely not saying, hey, fuck this game up. You know?
Right. They're not saying that at all. But the thing is, though, listen, like water travels, path of least resistance, okay, all day. So when you say to a dev, hey, you already got this out, probably nobody else is going to buy this anymore. You want to put another 65 hours of work into it? Hey! Right, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to do it because no one's going to come back and buy this game right now. So the whole point of the matter is this sucks. And I'll tell you why. There should be something mandated by Sony and Microsoft that, listen, the mid-gen consoles are here. You do have to at least perform up to these standards. They need to at least be, I'll make this number out there, has to be like 1800p or 1400 minimum. You can't have like Xbox just said, I'm looking down at the ground. They said when they looked down at the ground in that one area, it got down to like 1120p
I feel like a
or
proud
something.
father
Yeah,
right
it was
now,
bad.
Mooch. Is that weird? Because like I've been saying that when it comes to like the system, especially with the X, like they're like it's up to the devs. I was like, but you guys with that made this hardware, you got to have some type of regulation, some type of structure there to really put there and say, all right, devs, you know, you could do what you want. Just make sure you hit just these couple things here, like this to make sure the game performs and looks like head and shoulders above.
Just mail them a
supposed
fucking
to.
checklist. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Yo, just
sure it's
check
hitting
these
points.
off as you go. All right.
Mhm.
Once you check them all off, send it back to me. I'll sign it, approve it, and we're good. All right.
I don't know. I mean, do you guys agree, Rand? What's your take on this? Like, I don't really dig the whole not having specs. Like, our whole lives, everything you go buy. Do you understand that if me and you go buy the same Chevy Suburban, okay, we go buy the same truck, we get the same shit in it. Like, it's not like yours is a little better, and mine's a little worse. You know what I mean? It's the same thing because there's a spec, and that's what you build it to. And that's the main reason. This is a me thing, okay? I'm not getting into the Apple versus, but that's why I like Apple's closed system. But I like to be able to make a widget that, shut up! I want a phone that works, and Apple works. And if you guys like all that stuff, that's fine. There it is. There's bad. Well, listen, get off the Apple thing for a second. All I'm saying is that I don't dig the whole
Android?
Phil and
Hey, I'm running that Windows phone still.
God bless you. No, I don't know, guys. That's my take. Do you guys care about that? I mean, don't you think it should be a standard?
I think in the future it will be.
There has to be.
Yeah.
This is insane. Look up, it's 1800p. Look down, it's 1100p. Get the fuck out of here. That's
Fucking
ridiculous.
kaleidoscope on screen.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
That's something when it comes to dynamic resolution, that's something we've never really heard of. If there's more stuff going on the screen, if there's more enemies, more particle effects, explosions, stuff like that. Then the resolution drops. But just to look up in the sky at the fucking seagull above your head, and all of a sudden it's a different resolution compared to looking at your shoelaces, that makes no sense to me, man.
Right. God. Yeah, I don't know. That's just something I've noticed that a few. Now, that there was Final Fantasy. I know the Titanfall thing was just an oops.
Right.
Oops,
yeah.
Respawn did it again. Yeah. They just always F up somehow. I don't know what their problem is, but they always mess up. That's a them problem.
Well, the patch that fixed it is out.
It is out. It's out. It's fine. That's fine. You could tell that was going to be a fix, an easy fix. But that, I don't know. You guys don't seem to think that the X should be blowing everything away, period. And if it was reversed and Sony had the most powerful console right now, believe me, folks, believe me, there'd be no way in God's green earth.
That's because Sony would send that letter to them and be like, all right, this is what we're going for. You're hitting these numbers on this. You're hitting this resolution. Anything else, have fun with.
Here's the thing, Mooch. Here's what's happening with some of these games, right? Some of them the Xbox One X is just getting the same version of the Pro, but if it's dynamic scaling, it's just going to perform better on the X because it's more powerful. Right. So that's basically what's happening. Like, that's what I think Call of Duty does, and that's what Destiny 2 is going to do, right? So
Destiny 2 is going to go above and beyond, man. Calm down. No.
I don't think it will. Like, you can tell because they're not going to use any high assets or anything for it, right? It's just more resolution, maybe some better lighting or whatever, but for the most part,
but that's the thing though, because they make the game for the PC, so it doesn't take rocket science to take the PC textures and put it on the Xbox One X patch, man. I'm hoping they do that because it's not hard to do.
You know, if Microsoft came out and said something to the devs, you know, even if it was the most polite letterhead ever written, some asshole would immediately go on YouTube. Well, they probably did. They probably sent them a Unity candle, a lot of incense, and a letterhead that says, do whatever you want. Yeah, I've just never seen a business like this. Like I said, I don't care if we're talking phones. I don't care if we're talking cars. I don't care if we're talking sneakers. Okay, nobody makes something not to spec. To just go out there and let the devs take control of it. This is why everything's all over the place. That's the only thing I don't like about where we're going with this mid-gen thing. And this is not the end, right? We're going to get a Xbox 2 and a PS5 soon, and then we're going to have another mid-gen. I like the idea of an upgraded hardware. There's no one. I love that. I think a new console releases the ultimate excitement. And it's because I've been gaming since the 80s, guys. You got to understand something. To go from the 80s to now, whenever there was a new piece of the hardware that came out, that was, for me, it makes no sense to say this in one way because you need the software to go with the hardware. But the hardware release was just always so much fun because you were taking that step, right? It was that leap of faith. You were taking that step. Yeah. You didn't know what you were getting when you opened the box, and then bang, and it was, I mean, it's always been amazing. I think the only time it's been mediocre was in 2013 because it wasn't a huge jump. It was clean, but it wasn't huge. You know what I mean? What they did was they kind of retina displayed. You know what I mean? They took a little fuzziness and just cleared it up a little, and that's what we got. Now we're finally taking a step. I think the Xbox One X is what we thought we were going to get in 2013. That's what I thought. This is the console that I wanted 3 years ago. So that being said, you have to give these people specs. And I know we've had Don on the show who's a dev. And I mean, Don's great. Don. I mean, Don's great. It's always going to get Don's 2 cents on everything. But to be honest with you, and Don's great for like taking some of the things, because I'm never criticizing him. But
Don will give you his 2 cents even if you don't ask for it.
But that's fine. These devs are lazy as shit. A lot of them are lazy as hell. They are. They really are. That's why everyone's like, don't do that, Mooch. Praise them. Love them. Feed the devs. Yo. And I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit, right? You know, I mean, each of us get up and go to work on Monday morning.
Give me my games,
make the game right. And we're paying you, right? It's not like I go up to the devs and I'm like, you only take $58. That's all I got, dev. No, I don't do that. I give them the 60. So, like, if they're going to say that and we demand it, then I demand that you put a full game in. And I also demand that if I have hardware, this goes for the PS4 too. This isn't just Xbox talk. If you have a PS4 Pro and you're like, screw it, I'm not buying the X. Aren't you pissed off you're getting a 1120p when you look at your shoes in a game? Like, what the hell? I mean, I don't get it. I don't see how this is okay. So, I mean, that's something I hope that's the stuff that I want to, like, march to Redmond for. You know, I don't really march so much for the loot crates because, honestly, who gives a shit? It doesn't affect my life. But, I mean, at the same time, these things do.
Mooch.
Yes, thank you.
I love the Xbox One X, man.
No, I'm so glad you said that.
None of that stuff enters into my mind when I was playing any of the games. Like, it all looks absolutely fantastic on my TV. I'm incredibly impressed by the performance. I'll leave that other issue
Holy
to
shit,
other
man,
people.
being positive? Fuck.
What do you mean? I'm always. I forget. You don't watch my videos, crap. So you wouldn't.
And Mooch not being positive. What the hell kind of world are we living in?
Right.
Look, I mean, I'm not a developer. I don't know what goes into it. All I know is the games that are enhanced look fantastic on the system, and even games that aren't run better. That's exactly what.
Man, Destiny 2. Because we don't have the patch for it yet, but Destiny 2 runs like a freaking dream. It doesn't matter like what's going on the screen. There's no hiccups in the frames or anything.
I think I must talk too fast. I should probably slow down because a lot of people in the chat here, all they do is after my long-winded rant, crap's like, oh, Mooch is bummed out. And then everyone in the chat's like, Mooch, cheer up, Charlie. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, everybody relax.
I mean, you
I'm not down.
I talked about Final Fantasy like 15 specifically, right? Like,
it is. I'm only talking about that game. That's all I'm talking about.
I played it on the Xbox One S, and I thought it was a cool looking game. Like,
so did I.
But I just played it on the X, and it looks even better.
I got to say something real quick, just real quick. There's almost 500 people watching. There's almost 200 thumbs up. Come on, guys.
That's a Mooch channel thing. I get my likes in the morning. For some reason, my crowd, my crowd likes to drink beverages. They're drinking alcoholic beverages. They're like, oh shit, I forgot. I'll do it in the morning.
Can't hit that button. I'm too drunk.
Too hammered.
Two-thirds of the crowd stuck into a movie theater.
I'm going to tell you one game that looks absolutely fantastic, and that would be The Division.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
What is it, 2014?
I want that soundbite. Literally, I know, Boom, you must be kidding. We'll just move on from that.
Yeah, I'm kidding, but
no, Rand, and I do want to address Rand. Rand, I'm enjoying my X immensely. I absolutely. The Evil Within 2, which was a treat. I was playing it on the S. I got my X, and bang, the next day I enjoyed it, and it looked like a whole new game. I'm enjoying Wolfenstein 2 to the nth degree.
Right.
Okay,
Wolfenstein does look fantastic. Dude, it really does.
Here's the thing: like Wolfenstein 2, I gave like a 9.5. I absolutely adore that game.
Awesome.
Right?
It is.
Right.
Awesome.
But I had people tell me, how could I enjoy that game? It runs at 812p on the S. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like a good game is a good game. The X is going to make those good games look better, run better. Yeah, I mean, some games can't be helped. Like, The Division, you can only shine a turd too much, or so much, or whatever. But, the X does exactly what it's all up to developers. All I know is that Final Fantasy ran a certain way on the S, and now it runs way better than before.
But Rand, you just said something, and we need to just backtrack to that, and that's fine. That last part of your sentence, I agree with you 100%. Not even a but and or anything. The devs. Leaving it up to the devs. You don't see this to be an issue? I do.
I don't think you can. I mean,
it's too much freedom of expression. I mean, you can't just Rand. Listen, ready? I'm going to pay you $500 next week for your job. Like that's what you make, whether you do this or you do it half-assed. Like, why are you going to do it full if I'm paying you anyway? Like, I don't get it.
I mean, I don't think either company demands that both they make a pro or an X version. It's like entirely up to them. I Phil and all them talked about it. You can't put like. What is the word I'm looking for? Restrictions or imposing something on like creative or artistic creative visions. It's like, no, you must do this and you must do this. Mm-hmm. The games that have the time and the talent, and they'll do. Like Far Cry 5 is going to be X enhanced. Red Dead Redemption 2, even though Sony has the deal with them, I guarantee you that game's going to look the best on the X. I mean, I don't know if there's a PC version, but I guess it all is just up to what the developer wants to do. If they have the money, the talent, the manpower, the resources, the money, the time to properly.
I love how you said money twice, man.
Well, I mean, because money is important. I mean, let's not like I mean, it is.
No, for real. That's why I like how you did that, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, in the essence of like, allow me to backtrack a bit and just defend the Final Fantasy guys. Like, I mean, and I'm not sure how much it is right now during the huge sale that's going on that we should talk about in a moment too. But like, I think that if you want to get people to go back and enjoy the game, like what Titanfall 2 is doing is stellar in the sense that they're like, okay, we're trying to get more people to go buy it and try it and blah, blah, blah. Or maybe EA Access to buy EA Access because it's in the vault and try it and blah, blah, blah. What do? Make it look a lot better. Make it look faster, running faster, look better. Those are the things you want to do to make your game better. The Final Fantasy people, and it's not the first time, folks, and it's certainly not the last, that there's just going to be a lot of devs that just kind of dial it in. And it's because here's the thing. They know that the mass market is on the PS4 vanilla and the Xbox One S, right? They know that. So unless there's a drastic turnaround in the next 12 to 18 months where the X just blows everything out of the water, and I think that's feasible. I think that's very feasible. But that's a large hill to climb. They're not gonna put their strong efforts into making the games that much better on. I mean, the AAA games like Red Dead will. Okay, Red Dead definitely will. I think the other one that ran said Far Cry 5, which I'm really looking forward to. That one will. But I don't know. It concerns me. It really does. I don't know if we're going to be getting our money's worth on a lot of these games where they're like, oh, well, you know, when you look into the draw in the distance or you look down, we're going to down. You know, they're not putting the effort into it, and that's concerning. And that's why I think Phil and Yoshida should have a spec sheet. But changing subject slightly.
I was just going to say, Mooch, with like the mid-gen refreshes and what they've done and how, you know, the mid-gen refreshes are more powerful. The Pro is more powerful than vanilla. You know, the X is more powerful than the S and the launch Xbox One. But the thing is, it kind of flip-flop when it comes to hardware sales because, you know, on the launch day for the Xbox One X, at least in Europe, like they hit like, what was it, over 80,000 units? And it took the Pro like I forgot how many weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks or something like that to hit that number with that. So with the mid-gen refreshes and the powerful hardware, the X looks like it's selling more.
Yeah.
So in that case, it is the leader in that area. And then like the hardware all around, you know, PlayStation has more units out there worldwide, but they might like pay more attention to the X because when it comes to that hardcore that wants that more power and stuff like that, the X is selling right now, man.
I agree. And I think the numbers are going to be very, very, I think they're going to be shocking for some people next to see the NPD in November. But what do you guys think? I mean, this game sale, and I'm going to tie it all into a couple of subjects here. The game sale is great. This might be the greatest game sale I've ever seen. You guys want to correct me on that? I mean, I'm blown away by the amount of games.
Blown away how you got fucked.
I got screwed on Need for Speed, bro.
What happened? What the hell just happened? What do you mean?
I bought Need for Speed a week ago when it came out, and it's already it's on sale. Not even 6 days later.
You guys jumped to the next part of what I was going to say. All right, yeah. I mean, this is a great sale. Yes, I think a lot of people that got Wolfenstein 2 and also got what was the other one there? Assassin's Creed, Evil Within,
Disneyland.
Think how I feel, right?
If you waited, man, you really cashed in.
Go ahead, Crap.
Here's the thing, right? Like Assassin's Creed's $40. The South Park is like $40. I paid full price for these games. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's
first
interesting to see.
Always pay the price.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about that. It is what it is. You know.
Hey, crap. You know, are you gonna do a review, an updated review for Rush? And that's like one of your most popular videos on your channel ever, right?
I know, yeah, but I think it was only popular because like your Kinect.
I know, right? You should play it with the controller, see how it's different, you know, instead of a stupid.
I have it. Yeah, I have.
I have it as well. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Did you just say stupid Kinect?
Yes, the Kinect was a piece of shit. I'm glad that Microsoft took it out and are charging people for that adapter.
Ran threw his Kinect out literally 6 months after.
Hey, Rand, I just want to know if you do have an extra adapter. After the show, I will give you my address. If you could just send it my way, I would really appreciate it.
Why would I have an adapter?
I don't know, man. You probably got it.
Used it in forever. Xbox. When I say he got rid of it, I remember being on one of the first.
He's like, it's in the box or whatever. Still, or something, right?
He goes, we're like, so what do you guys think? It was a topic of debate with Kinect, and Rand's like, oh, I'd love to contribute to this, but mine's been in the box since the day I got home, and I was like, wow. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's amazing. But yeah, I myself personally, I think that them doing this and having the release of these games and the sale so close to what people paid. I know you guys don't care because we're kind of like in the shtick, you know, we're doing this whole thing, blah, blah, YouTube. You kind of want to be in the know. So we're buying them first. We're getting them first. That's great. But to be honest with you, there is something that irks people. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that's disturbing that it's half price.
I missed my Kinect, man. Just like starting it up and
back on
Kinect.
It down. How the hell did that happen? I went back to the games.
Yeah, oh, my bad. We're back
to the Kinect again. Kinect's dead.
It caught me, man.
Kinect is completely and utter. And look I got news for you. Look at Mooch. Mooch is. What did I tell you, Crap? When the X comes out, I'm getting rid of the Kinect, and the Kinect is I get.
If you have an adapter, you can just send it over to my house, okay? Because I won't pay $40 for fucking adapter, yo. If I need,
I'll make you a deal. Right now, I gave it to the Xbox One S that the kids use. That I gave them that because they use it for like Just Dance and things like that. The kids
I won't take it from the kids.
No, I'm saying if they're done using it and they're not using it anymore, shit, I'll send you the damn adapter. I don't care. Like I'm just done with it because I like the fact that I always had the 2 Xboxes, and the one that I had downstairs, I had his auto sign in. So nice that I pressed the button to turn it on, and it's like bloop. Hey, Mooch, what's up? That's what I want. I want to be like, bang, let's get to work here. I got, I don't have no nonsense. Sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm fucking doing calisthenics in front of the Kinect. See me. I'm like, see me. Look at me. And I'm fucking doing jumping jacks. What do I got to do? I'm lighting a match. Somebody take a look. I'm over here. Sign me in. So I got tired of doing that after 3 years. So I got that down there. That's enough. Enough of that. First world problems if you can't get up and touch the remote to higher the volume. So it is what it is. Once Microsoft said goodnight to the Kinect, I said goodnight to it. So the other thing tied in with these games is the game gifting thing that's going on. And my only thing about that is I think that's, by the way, as far as mooching goes, game gifting is mwah. That is fantastic.
Mooching.
Absolutely. But I will say this much. There's apparently a problem with the region lock thing, and people are making a thing of this. I think it's a non-issue. Do you think it's something that they can fix, guys?
I think it's something they should have thought about before releasing it to everybody, to be very honest with you, because I understand that like different countries, like you pay different amounts for games. Even when it comes to like the currency exchange, there's some countries that you actually pay more for your games, even if you break it down into the currency that you use. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what they're using, they're spending more money on games and stuff. So I think it was something that they should have taken into account before time. And like, say, if you're gifting to somebody, you put like the gamer tag in there, and then it sees where they're coming from, and then it kind of like adjusts the price accordingly or something like that. I don't think they should have it just completely region locked like that, especially since Xbox Live is a worldwide thing. And I have friends like in Japan, I have friends in Australia, all over the place. I would love to send games to. You know what I'm saying?
It does suck, Xbox, because basically that's what happened to me. Somebody from a different region gifted me a game. I don't know how to really get a hold of them anywhere. So it's just like I can't use their game.
So you can't even re-gift it?
It's like counterproductive, bro.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what the hell region it's from. Right. So how would I re-gift? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, you can just switch your region to redeem it if you wanted to.
You know what? That's murky territory. I remember people getting banned for that shit on the 360, changing their regions around.
They got in trouble if they were trying to take advantage of like buying things on stores that didn't exist. But no, I mean, like if I sent some a gift to Jez, like he could switch his region in the United States, redeem the code, switch back, and you'd be able to have it. But he would, you wouldn't. It kind of like they should prevent you from buying it. Like if I wanted to buy something for someone in the UK, it should be like, warning, this person's in a different region, that maybe you shouldn't do the transaction. So
yeah,
I think there should be some warning, but they probably had to do this for legal reasons.
The thing that I would just like it is like, if somebody can't, like it's tied to your gamer tag, right? So you signed up with a region for this. So if I go to buy somebody something that's not in my region, it should say, sorry, you can't buy this for that person because they're not in your region.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying too. Like, so if, all of a sudden crap moves to like, Guam. And I'm like, okay.
He'll fit right in Guam, by the way.
Right. And I'm going to buy crap, the unlimited, on everything, just the best of the best years of Destiny 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and send it to him. It should say, when I go to click on it, it'll be grayed out because the currency doesn't match up or whatever the system is, whatever the issue is. And it's just, it doesn't allow me to do it. There'll be a lot of people being like, how come it won't allow me to do it? Okay, that's a you problem. You got to figure it out and read the issue statement that they put out. But I mean, that's what it should be versus somebody puts the money out there and then it's just dead money. Because
right, that's a big problem.
Crap now has a game sitting there that he doesn't know what to do with, except for like what Rand said, which is change your region. Which I agree actually with Rand. Crap in this case, even if it was flagged and questioned, there's legitimate answer here of why you did it and there was nothing you were doing to you didn't take advantage of anything. Microsoft got their money. You're just collecting your game. Which do you know what game it is?
Yeah.
Did it tell you that?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay, so it tells you the game. I haven't gotten one gifted like that yet, so I'm waiting.
Can Mooch, can I just say, Lionflex in the chat says it means that beta testers didn't do a good freaking job on this feature. Here's the thing, though. They didn't give us any currency to buy a game and send it to somebody either. And you know, we're beta testing a lot of times. It's with the OS and stuff like that. Like I'm not going to go in and buy games and try to test it out that way. This is something that the Xbox division should have thought about. All right. They see the scope in the digital game gifting and stuff like that. This is something that they should have thought about and implemented, kind of like you said, either a warning system or an adjustment when it comes to the currency with who you're gifting the game to, or something like that. Like Xbox should have thought of that. It's not really on the beta testers who didn't put in the money to send a game to somebody to test it out. I'm just saying, we don't have to do that.
Right. Well, I mean, Mr. 100 in the chat saying we did have time to test that because he does a lot of work on the the alpha and the insider program.
Yeah, I'm on the alpha ring as well.
Yeah, no, I know you guys are, and I mean, the only thing is, I don't know. I would never blame the people.
Make sure you guys opt out.
Yeah, no, I opted out for sure. But no, nonetheless, I'm in Team Delta now, which is like basically I get it. I get the update 48 minutes before it goes public. But yeah, I don't know. I think Michael figured it out in his team. I don't think it's a big issue. I think it's literally just an issue of graying out what it is and making it so that money doesn't just sit stagnant. But yeah, long story longer, let me tell you this. This is a subject I can't wait to bring up. And it is a great panel to bring up because there's a lot of people here that do reviews. There's a lot of people here that do weekly podcasts that talk about games and gaming. And this is a big one. Do you guys think that after all the years we've all been gaming, and this isn't just us, this goes for people in the audience too, it just so happens this is a good panel. I've always said that, like, when a game's coming out, right? So let's use Star Wars Battlefront 2 just for the example. And granted, it's out now, but for 2-3 weeks, maybe even a month and a half, right? Crap will testify to this. I've been saying that I've had my concerns, and I don't think that it's going to have longevity, and I gave all my reasons. You guys that all watch it, listen to it. That's not the subject. The subject line is people always say, don't knock it till you try it. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. So you're telling me that I'm supposed to tell a consumer to go ahead and just purchase it and then find out you'll hate it later? And people are like, yep, that's correct. I'm like, well, that's the worst advice anyone could ever give somebody, ever. And people go, well, give me an example. What do you mean? And somebody said they wanted a food analogy. Here you go. I got a buddy of mine. He can't stand mushrooms. He hates them. So I told him this one time. I'm like, buddy, I'm telling you right now, this restaurant makes the best chicken marsala. Makes the best chicken marsala. He orders the chicken marsala without even looking at the menu because he goes, I'm taking your word for it, bro. I'm getting the chicken marsala. I go, you're going to enjoy that. Plate shows up. Mushrooms are everywhere. He's like, I told you I fucking hate mushrooms. And I go, you hate mushrooms? I'm like, buddy, you don't even taste the mushrooms. Just fucking eat it. It's delicious. He goes, I don't like mushrooms. I'm out. So what I'm saying is that, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand. We know that we do and don't like certain types of games. So why can't you recommend to somebody a query or say, I don't think this is a good game because of these things, and history repeats itself. If this guy doesn't like mushrooms, he's not going to like the mushrooms as something that tastes good because he doesn't like the texture. He doesn't like this and that. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Do you guys think that there's a leg to stand on, or do we have to go by the don't knock it till you try it? Because it happens every week with me when I talk to somebody.
I don't know. Oh, my bad. Oh,
no, just say there's games out there I would never thought in a fucking million years I would like, end up loving them. So I mean, I get your point, but at the same time, I do think you have to try it, man. Honestly,
really,
you never know. You never know.
The thing is, for people who listen to us, or for people who listen to our reviews and stuff like that, if you go in and you listen to reviews and think about whether or not you're going to get a game or something like that, first of all, it's up to us to share the facts of the game and our honest opinion. Now, our supporters, our followers, people who watch our content, you know, they know whether or not their likes and dislikes are similar to ours. All right, they know if they're watching our reviews to really get an honest opinion from somebody who kind of thinks like them, or if they're watching our content simply to hate. You know what I'm saying, Crap?
Right.
Yeah.
But so it's up to them it's up to us to give our honest opinion on stuff, and we can say like, oh, right, I played this game, but honestly, I don't like these kind of games. But here's my thoughts. Here's the facts, and here's my opinions on it. Now, I think it's up to us to play a variety of games if we're going to do reviews and stuff like that. Even games that we might not normally touch or play. Every once in a while, try something like that, because you never know, something could actually hit you at some point in time. But other than that, it's kind of up to the viewer on why they're watching your content and what they're watching it for. And if they feel like they have similar views than you and stuff like that, it's up to us to put out the facts and give our honest opinion on what we're playing, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I mean, what do you think, Rand? You do. I don't want to get Crap's opinion too. What do you guys think about with the whole "don't knock it till you try it"? Don't you think if somebody asked you, Rand, about a game that's coming out next year, and you had a feeling on it one way or the other, haven't you played 85,000 sandbox games? Haven't you played 85,000 first-person shooters? Haven't you played 85,000 role-playing games? Can't you give your opinion without somebody being like, well, Rand, F you, because don't knock it till you try it, bro. How many more times do you have to play these games? What game has come out in the past, I don't know, 10 years that's completely different from any other game? There's maybe there's 5 you can name, but there's not many. So when somebody's like, and that's not even 5 years. I mean, like, my point is, like, I think we've all played. This goes for more than just people on the chat here. I mean, people that are on the panel. This goes for all you guys that have been gaming for years. I don't think that it's such a bad thing if you're giving your opinion on a game and you haven't played it yet. I mean, we've all played these types of games.
Rand?
I don't know, Rand.
Yes, I just got back. What's the question?
No, sorry. I was asking, do you think that it's good enough to say, people say don't knock it till you try it? You've played 85,000 sandbox games and a bunch of different types of role-playing games and first-person shooters. Can't you give your opinion without playing a game, don't you think?
No.
No.
That's all right. That's all right. No.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Nothing.
No, it's a conversation.
Yeah, I hear you, dude.
Crap, this isn't Mooch's right. This is what the fuck is going on. I mean, like, I think you can. I mean, I don't think you have to play every game.
I mean, you could give your opinion on the genre and what you like or dislike about it, but like a particular game.
So if you say to somebody Red Dead 2 is going to suck and you give 50 different reasons based off of Red Dead 1, you don't know what you're talking about?
I mean, you could argue that I don't think I'll like it based on what the first game was, but I mean, the second game could get rid of the first one, but we don't know that. I mean, they could have gotten rid of a lot of features that you didn't like in the first game, and maybe put more features in there that you do like.
Right. And don't get me wrong, there's infinite examples to plug. I can give you infinite ones, you can give infinite ones, but I still think that if you gave your opinion of Red Dead 2 right now, it would probably be fairly
you could
accurate.
give your opinion based on what they've shown. So you could say, maybe I don't like the art direction, maybe I don't like the setting, maybe I don't like the characters, like from the trailers they've shown, but like, I don't know how it equates to like, I don't like this game because you haven't played it, like you don't.
The funny thing here is I actually just went through this whole situation with Boomstick, man.
Yep.
With Super Lucky's Tale, right? Because all the gameplay I saw, it looked like a very simplified platformer, good for the kids and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So shout out to Supersonic Station again for gifting the game to me. And I had a chance to play it. I streamed it on Mixer today, and there was parts to it where I was actually pleasantly surprised. There was more of a challenge there than what I had thought, what I had seen before. And now it didn't completely change my mind on it being kind of like that intermediate game that's good for the younger children, come together with their parents and have fun, and play a game and stuff like that. But now I know that there's more entertainment value on the parent side, on the adult side, when it comes to some of the challenge within the platforming, which I didn't see before watching other people's stuff, and I wouldn't have known
but your answer before, like, you can't walk into Super Lucky Tale if you don't like, let's say you don't like Ratchet and Clank, okay? Just for example, you don't like Ratchet and Clank, or you don't like Banjo-Kazooie, you don't like that game. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm probably not going to like Super Lucky's Tale. You could say, hey, I played Super Lucky's Tale, and it had a couple side missions I didn't know about, and there was a really cool cloud board, and blah, blah, blah. But it's still a game you didn't care for. Like, you weren't that far off. Like, you can't say I hate Banjo-Kazooie, I hate Ratchet and Clank, but Super Lucky Tale, someone buy me a shirt. I want to wear that all day. That shit's great.
I think you might have to take the L on this one, Mooch. much.
Well, it's not an L. I have to make it. It's a talk show. You have to talk about something, right?
I mean, Mooch. Okay, so
what are we gonna do? You know, everybody sit around, stare at each other, light a candle.
You could say something along the lines of like what I say when people recommend me to play Persona 5, right?
Right.
At the PlayStation. And I'm not saying it's good or bad because I've never played it. I just say from knowing my own taste, I have no interest in that game.
Which one?
And because like Persona 5, like I have no interest in playing
it. Knock it unless you play it, Rand.
I'm not knocking it. That's the thing. I'm not giving an opinion based on it either way. I'm just saying I have no interest in it.
Right.
So I'm gonna play other games that I do have. But the same
people that do this, hold on, these people are finicky. Okay. Now wait, Rand, you don't want to play it because you don't have no interest in it. How do you have no interest in it? You don't even know. You've never played it.
I'm not a fan of the JRPG genre anymore. I think our style's a little bit wacky. There are far better games that I am interested in that I would rather spend my time.
I don't want to shower with men in a video game.
Rand, I'm going to give it to you for free.
You don't?
Even if you gave it for free. I mean, the only way I would play
they have an answer for everything, Rand. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why people are like, take the L. There's no L because no matter what you say, there's a counter on both sides to everyone. La 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 la. I love it. I love all day, man. The best. But you know what I mean, like Rand. And I'm annoying, but I'm being annoying on purpose because people are like, the minute you give a good, and your answers were all quality. They were all quality. The problem is everybody's always got this nutty answer back. Like, oh, not let's just try it.
As he's talking, I feel like he's poking people.
Are you referring to the Spider-Man thing that
No. Okay. No. Listen, Spider-Man's 1 in 55,000 conversations I've had since 2013. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying all of them. I think that I've been playing games since the goddamn Coleco came out, bro. I mean, I played enough games. Rand has the number to show it. Okay, I don't have it on my resume. Rand has a resume of games. I think if Rand told me a game was coming out and I listened to him and he's like, I don't like it because of this, and this. He's never played it. I'd be like, oh shit. I think he's got a point.
No, and see, the thing is with Rand, like me and Rand, we're cool, but we definitely have different different likes and dislikes when it comes to video games and stuff like that. So Rand could say something, I would take it into account, but I would also go through, the files of his other reviews and stuff and stuff that I thought he had right and he had wrong. And I'd be like, you know what? We don't really agree too much when it comes to games we like, games we don't like. So I might still have to try it. You see what I'm saying? So it's up to that person as well to know if they are thinking similarly to the person who's putting the content out there.
Right.
Or if they're just going to watch that content just to hate on it, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, like for instance, I like Halo 5 and Xbox hates Halo 5. So.
Oh, yo, trash.
Yeah.
Straight trash.
It's true. He's been on Destiny too.
Yeah.
And I have 3 months in-game experience to say that the game. No, I'm just playing.
No, listen, and shout out to Fonz again. Fonz says he makes a good point here. He's talking to Urban Gamer, Urban's just an anti-Mooch guy. It doesn't matter what I say. I could be like, Urban Gamer is the greatest guy in the world. He'd be like, Mooch is full of shit. So no matter what I say, I do suck.
I would say Mooch is full of shit if he said that. I'm just saying.
It's true, right, Cap? No, but Fonz goes, Urban, there are games that you just don't like. And if someone says, and I give an explanation, I never just go, no, I don't like it. No. It's like, no, I tell you why I don't like it. And it's because these games are all very, very similar to a certain extent. I mean, I'm sitting here and telling you that I'm loving Wolfenstein 2. I'm loving it. But it's Wolfenstein 1. And if you didn't like 1,
Stein.
How much can I tell? It's Steen. And in a very small island that I live on, it's Steen. Stein. But no, nonetheless, my whole thing is if you didn't like Wolfenstein 1 or Wolfenstein 1, you're not going to like Wolfenstein 2.
Well, Moosh, you got a great point, but here's where you may be wrong. I hated 1. I love 2.
Sounds like a pizza place. Wait, would you just say it again, Clowns?
I hated 1. I didn't like it, but I love 2.
That's almost almost impossible.
It's the same freaking thing, though.
You ever see The Matrix when the cat walks by and he's like, I think I saw deja vu.
But to be honest with you, I think the way they did 2, it doesn't feel as much as closed corridor as the first one.
Oh wow! So it's a little bit wider corridor.
Yes,
and it made that much of a difference.
It made that much of a difference for me.
Right. I guess. Well, I don't know. I mean, again, you can't listen. You can never. The minute we're in 2017 here, folks. The minute you tell somebody they're wrong for an opinion, you get tarred and feathered.
I'm not even a Wolfenstein fan, and man, I put that out there on Twitter, and I thought like I said something bad about somebody's grandmother or something, man, because people started coming out. You don't like Wolfenstein? Like I'm like,
what did you say so I can crucify you?
Well, I just basically said like when it comes to it, it's only a single player game, right? If you're gonna make a first person shooter only single player, no multiplayer, what extra are you putting into it? Because to me, it still feels like a 90s first person shooter. Like they didn't do anything innovation wise. It's just all eye candy.
What did Halo do in innovation wise? Halo 5.
A Warzone,
single
Arena,
player.
Breakout,
single player.
Single player? No, but it had a multiplayer to it. It had multiple layers to it. It wasn't a single layer lemon cake, but it was
wouldn't you compare the two single players?
What happened?
Wouldn't you compare the two single players?
No, I would compare them as complete games and say that Wolfenstein is only half a game then. Is what I would say.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think you've been drinking that rubbing
alcohol. There's a lot more content on Halo, man, and that's my opinion. That's my opinion. For people who are enjoying Wolfenstein, I say more power to you. I am glad that with your money, you got a game that you enjoy. As far as I'm concerned, it's not my cup of tea.
But like Fonz says again, if you don't like RTS games, then how the hell I don't have to play an RTS game to know I'm not going to like it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I just how many times do we have to play the same kind of game?
So you don't think RTS can win you over ever?
No. No. Wait. First of all, hold on, because everybody gets too personal. I don't hate RTS games. I'm using that as an example.
No, I'm talking about you. So
no, I don't mind them. I'm just trying to say in general. But if you don't like an RTS game, no, how's an RTS game going to win you over? It's like the mushrooms example. If you don't like mushrooms. And I go, no, honestly, all day, I'm just going to hide them in this recipe. Like, no, dude, get that shit out of my food. Right? Like, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, no, but you haven't tried this dish yet.
Look,
you don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
Somebody on this panel has had to not like a game or be interested in a game at all.
Right.
And tried it and be like, okay, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying myself.
That's the good argument back. That's the good argument back where you're like, well, you know what? I don't like mushrooms, but you're right. It was pretty fucking good in this. Right. So yeah, no, and that does happen, right? Because we're all people. It's not like, but I mean, overall, when we're sitting here having a roundtable discussion 2 months before a game comes out and somebody says they don't like it, people are like, Mooch, take it easy. Don't knock it unless you try it. It's not even out yet. How am I going to try it? We got to talk about. People don't understand, guys. This is called a talk show, folks. Okay. I don't know if you have morning radio or maybe if you turn your TV on, just close your eyes. It's kind of like radio, and you got to talk about something. All right.
Well, you know what? The one thing is, this show is never boring. Well, let's just say that.
I'm a little excitable, but nonetheless.
Okay. All right. No, you're excitable, but you know what? You're passionate. Let's say that.
500
Thank
watch
you, Boom.
and slap that thumbs up.
Yes. Hit the thumbs up for God's sakes. I'm talking so much, I'm losing weight. All right. I feel like I'm in a sauna in here. Anyway, let's talk about
tune in because, me and Crap, again, we buy everything, and I got to say, I play everything. I really do. And if there is something I don't like...
Have you ever been playing something, Boom, and you're like, shit, I wish I didn't buy this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Like you're playing something, you're like, yeah, I thought I was gonna like this, and it disappointed me.
Like Record.
Sure, there's plenty of them, but I really just kind of buy everything. I really do, and
in my mind that happened to me was Clive Barker's Jericho on the 360.
I should, you know what I should do is not be a first time, buyer of these games and wait a month. Yeah, and I'll get everything for $40.
Absolutely. No, you're not going to, Boom, you're not going to do that. You're going to forever be a day one.
Yeah, I really have always been that way.
Which is okay. That's fine. What do you guys think? So November NPD is, who's taking it, guys? Let's get a couple of tallies here before
Xbox. I think Xbox has to take it, really.
Rand, you did a video. I remember it. You did something along the lines of saying, Nintendo's saying they're going to do $2 million a month. They're ramping up for that.
Nintendo's got this in the bag. There's not even a question. There's going to be Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation.
How 1, 2, 3.
Actually, it's going to go. It could go Nintendo, Xbox, SNES Mini, 3DS.
Oh my god!
You forgot the toaster. Stop hating.
Hey, SNES Mini beat the fucking PlayStation last month.
And the Xbox, it did really well.
But people were holding off on Xbox One S to get the X. What's the excuse for the PS4?
I I gotta say, Rand, and don't get me wrong, you can make a great case, but I think November it sticks with Xbox, and then it'll teeter-totter back and forth moving after that. But because of the launch, you've got all the hardcore running out, so you're kind of double dipping into the people that already have the 38 million, S's or fats. Day one fats. So you're going to double dip there, and then you're going to get all the new people, plus you're getting all the PlayStation people, which are, believe me, there's a ton of people coming over that were just the people that were blown with the wind, just going over there for the extra 180 Ps. Well, now they're coming over for a lot more Ps. So
I'm personally rooting for the competition trophy. Kumbaya, and let's just hope for a good game, everybody.
Wow.
What? A neutral stick? Come on, man. There's no fucking such thing as a neutral.
Neutral.
But the funny thing is, there is no such thing as a neutral, man. A neutral is just a pussy that's too afraid to pick a side or pick the side when it suits them. That's basically all a neutral is.
I really don't think. Yeah, there's no such thing. Everybody has a preference. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. And it's okay to have a preference. That's the great thing about this show.
Though, man.
Yes.
That's why you never see a fucking football fan go, man, I just love football. I don't really have a team, but football. You know what I mean? Or even college football.
Yay, football.
I just hope we have fun today. Who cares who wins, right? Bullshit. Get out of here. You care. Everybody cares.
I didn't even get a chance to bring it up. We've only got a few minutes left on the show. I do want to talk about the Video Game Awards. Speaking of who cares? I love it. Rand, I want to get your 2 cents on it because me and Crap kind of talked about it a bit on Wednesday. What do you think about the VGAs or whatever it is? Is this going to be the all-time worst?
Well, it would help if Microsoft decided to release games during the year.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about the snubbing. I mean, because this year I will say, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Game of the Year, Microsoft doesn't belong in it. I won't even go off on my tangent on that.
I mean, I was talking in a party a couple weeks ago. We predicted 4 out of the 5 nominees. The one that I thought Cuphead would get in there, but it turned out it was Persona 5. But I mean,
Persona 5.
I mean, come on, Legend of Zelda, Mario, Horizon Zero Dawn, and PUBG. Right. Like I had a feeling those 4 games are going to be in there, and they were. Persona 5, it has no chance of winning, but it's there.
Mario locks it up, right? We're all in agreement.
Yeah, Mario's going to take it.
No, I think Mario.
I think Zelda.
Either
Mario because it's newer, it's fresh in people's heads. Yes. Zelda is early in the year. However, PUBG could take it based on like Nintendo fans splitting the vote. And don't forget, PUBG is more popular than any of those games. Period. Like more people
game
play.
Hasn't even really released though.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't. I'm just saying
it shouldn't be up there. Period. But
it's not going to win. I can almost guarantee you guys Zelda because not for anything. When the Switch came out, like what other game were people playing on the Switch? It was just Zelda, right? And Zelda held that all the way through. It's still got that place in at least the gaming media and stuff like that. I know Mario is the brand new, but when was the last time Mario won Game of the Year anyway? Think about it.
Did one of those Galaxy games win? I mean,
probably one of those.
Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 were like 97, 98 Metacritic. I mean,
How long ago was that, man?
The Wii?
10 years ago.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. My biggest issue with it is that I'm not even going to get into the whole because it's late in the show. My biggest issue with it is this Jeff Keighley. I mean, there's just no attention at all to Microsoft at all, and I don't think they're in many categories at all. The guest presenters are all Sony kiss asses. It's another 3-hour Sony fest. It's basically PSX.
It's the PSX Lite.
The Sansa CGI of Last of Us 2. So, and that may even be there. So I don't know. It sucks because I think the VGA actually has such a tremendous potential to be something that all of us would love to watch. As many people tune into E3 and Gamescom, that's a lot of people that tune in those weeks, right? A lot of people show up for tickets for that. And you don't get even a fraction of that for this. And it's something that we play, and it could be such a great show. And, I used to like Jeff Keighley a little bit more. I don't, for some reason, all these guys, everybody that's over there in the San Francisco area, they're all just in cahoots. They're all just buddy. This is like a big buddy show. Like they're going to do this show and then go out drinking afterwards. They don't even care.
It's all about cross promotion with this show, man. It's not even real. Don't even accept it as real. I mean, for God's sakes, it's not even a televised event. It's streamed and there's fucking commercials in it. You know what I mean? Right. There's this like commercial for a game trailer within a game trailer. Like it's a joke. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it really is, and that's my point of bringing it up. Is I just think it's a shame because I think it's an opportunity wasted, and I think now it's been so many years that people think of the VGA. It's a joke, like that's what everybody says now. It's just the gamers don't take it seriously. Nobody in the industry takes it seriously, and you can tell nobody takes it seriously because they can't even fill the seats to the auditorium.
Does anybody know the cutoff date for those nominees for the
It games? Would have to be. By the end, isn't it December 7th is the show? So it's got to be, I would assume, the week before.
The week before, okay.
Right? So you have 2 weeks.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yes.
I want PUBG to win just so I can see all the salt that happens on Twitter and elsewhere.
I'm actually rooting for PUBG myself, and there's no skin in the game there.
PUBG, what?
And it's not
Boom!
because
head explodes.
It's like last year. You remember the outrage with last year with the Overwatch?
Yes,
right?
Overwatch, yeah.
Can you imagine if an early access game that is literally one mode and one map wins over Mario and Zelda and Horizon Zero Dawn? Oh boy! Oh, the tears will be
It's gonna be fucking Mad Max in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm rooting for PUBG.
If it's not PUBG, I would say Mario would be.
Well, you know what's even more funny? If PUBG wins, 7 days later it comes out on the X.
Yeah, I'm sure Microsoft marketing team is probably hoping it wins. So
they're really hoping.
Come on, they got fingers and toes crossed right now, man. What are you talking about? Like, come on, do it.
They're sliding Jeff that check right now as we speak. How many zeros on this to make PUBG game of the year?
I agree with you. I think it'll be interesting. I'll tune in. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I'm going to tune in. Am I going to watch it religiously? No, I never do. I tune in and out of it. I usually keep it on mute and just like have it on like my iPad or something while I'm watching football.
The only time I watch that stuff, I don't even watch it for the awards. I watch it to see any type of video game trailer or something like that.
Right.
You don't know about that's they show.
And
yeah,
I'll mute the actual show, and as soon as I see trailers pop up,
you know what's funny when the trailers come on? Hey, thanks for tuning back in. PUBG just won Art Style of the Year. Like, what the fuck?
Here's some bad music. Woo! Enjoy bad music. Great. Well, anyways, guys, that brings us to our 2-hour mark. A great show tonight. Can't thank you guys enough. This was an energetic show. A lot of knowledge, a lot of great discussion back and forth. Let me do the outros. Our outros take longer than our intros. I'll go in reverse order. Mr. Rand Althorpe. Rand, thanks for being here tonight, buddy. We don't get a chance to hang out as much as we used to. We do. You have a booming channel, and I'm just doing podcasting now. So I should probably make some videos, damn it, and get my lazy ass going. But thanks for being here tonight. And where can people find you?
Thanks for having me, Mooch. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, youtube.com/RandallThor19. I just posted my Xbox One X review, the definitive review for the Xbox One X. Spoiler alert. I love this system. So don't listen to crap when he says that I'm negative, because I love Xbox. I love the Xbox One X.
I was just poking fun because that's what everybody usually says, that is you're super negative and stuff.
Yeah, it's just because I like PlayStation games. They somehow think I hate Xboxes.
Crap does those sound effects during shows all the time. Even when I was giving my opinion on giving opinions on games, he's like, "Oh my god." Oh Lord, there he goes again. Man, don't say that, Mooch. Man. So yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Thank you, Rand. We really appreciate it. All Day Digital.
Who cares?
What's up?
Bro, thanks for being here, man. I can't thank you enough, and it is always an energetic show when you're on here, bro. Where can people find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Twitter at who can? No, I'm just joking. Find me all_day_digital, man. It's a great show, man. See you guys later, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it all day. It's the best. Thank you. And Mr. Boomstick Boom. Not only where can people find you, but what are you playing, buddy? I want to know what you're going to be on tonight. A little Star Wars?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna jump back on, try and get some more credits, even though they're doling them out 150.
Oh, poor Boom.
Yeah, I know. Boom. Shame on me. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. BoomstickXL. Nice. You can also find me on Coffee, Casuals, and Consoles Wednesday mornings at 10:30 on YouTube. I just launched my channel 2 weeks ago, Double Barrel Gaming with Mr. BoomstickXL, and I just really want to say thanks to the community. I just crossed 100 subs in under 2 weeks, and that's, I know to some people that have thousands of subs, it's small, but for me, it is a big deal. And, again, I always bring this back to Mooch, and I bring this back to Mel. You guys gave me a platform to stand on, and that's where, because of you guys, I'm here, today.
You're doing a hell of a job, Boom. We really appreciate it.
Mooch is a talent finder, man. He definitely is, dude.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm the Italian Don King, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Xbot 448, buddy. You got a big show.
448.
He's got a big show tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Anybody who wants to pay attention, go back and listen to the beginning of the show when he introduced himself. That was the original way he used to say it. You haven't said it like that in a long time. So that was an honor to have you do it that way, bro.
My neck is definitely feeling better. I got a few more procedures I got to go through. So it's gonna be it's a couple months down the road before I'm like free and clear and everything like that. So, but everybody, the entire community, of course, you guys have been so supportive. Everybody out there, I do appreciate all the support, and I know I'm gonna be getting more videos on my channel out. I've been racking them up, getting them ready to be put on my channel, but I want to use this time not about me. I want to talk about Oh Snap It's Mel's 24-hour charity stream that starts tomorrow.
Yes, everybody listening to this. This is huge. 3 p.m. tomorrow. Yes,
she's doing a charity stream to for the Connecticut Hospital for Children. Basically, I know I probably butchered that name, but it's what it is. It's a real hospital dedicated to children in need. And she's going to go for 24 hours. But here is the thing. I got to do a huge shout out to Aaron Greenberg and the Xbox team over there, because they donated to Oh Snaps a Project Scorpio that she will be raffling off in her 24-hour charity stream. Now, the thing is, you have to donate $50 or more, and you are automatically put into a raffle. So if you didn't get a Project Scorpio, and you really wanted one, I mean, I have one. I absolutely love it. This is the perfect time. First of all, your money is going to a great cause, and then you have a chance to win the Project Scorpio Edition Xbox One X. I mean, what more could you want right there, guys? I mean, it's going to be amazing. It starts 3 p.m. tomorrow on her channel, and it's going to go to 3 p.m. on Sunday. So it's going to be an awesome
And if a certain amount is met, she shaves her head, right?
Oh yeah. If we hit 10,000, which we should be able to do. All right, come on, guys. So like once the donations start coming in, and
I do not want Mel to shave her head.
No, she's not. I am.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Fine. Next podcast. Her head live on her channel when we hit the mark, and I believe that is 10,000, which is not a lot when it comes to a hospital dealing with children's needs and stuff like that. I mean that is not a lot of money. That is not a high totem pole to hit there. So I can't wait until we hit that 10,000 and I get to bust open the clippers and get to trimming, man. Get to trimming.
Nice. Very cool. And I'll tell you right now, Xbot, I'm going to be donating. So do us a favor. I always check Twitter tomorrow, but I'll be retweeting the shit out of that. Make sure at 3 p.m. we start that up.
Yeah.
I think everybody should support that. And we'll push it.
I'll make sure to retweet that and stuff too, man. We'll get the word out. Let's get as many people in there. Xbox Nation. Let's get all those people up there. Yeah.
Let's get her head shaved.
Will not shave beard for no 350. F that, dude.
I need about 350.
That is great. Clowns, where can people find you, bro? 4 guys with quarters last night. Good times.
Yeah, man. Soon on a shirt near you from J-Dubs. Crab don't steal my calzone. No, I'm just kidding. 7:30 every Thursday. 4 guys with quarters. Just search us on the internet. I really don't know what to say after Xbox outro because that's the best one ever. So go check out Mel's stream.
Very cool. Very cool. Crap Gamer, buddy. Where can people find you this weekend?
Crap Gamer Reviews. Always doing my thing. We've got M&C Mornings on Sunday morning on my channel. So if you guys haven't done any voicemails or whatever, get that shit in. It's gonna be a damn good show. And make sure you guys do check out Oh Snap It's Mel's channel. I'll be retweeting that and stuff as well. Show some support, even if you can't do the 50. Something $5, $2, $1, but whatever.
Any amount definitely counts, man. And everything else. Oh Snap says you want to see her bald. She said it in the chat right now. It's like Crap wants me bald.
I think it'd be fantastic because it'd be for a great cause. So
yeah,
it's just trying to get a G.I. Jane look going for you, Mel.
Yeah, like it could work. It could work. It could work.
So no,
I could see that working for sure.
We'll definitely be promoting it. Do check Oh Snaps It's Mel's channel tomorrow. I'll be there definitely for sure, giving support and donating, and we'll be spreading the word throughout the day. So great work on your part there, Xbot. Thank you so much, guys. We'll do this again next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We appreciate it. Go buy an X. Stop fooling yourself. You want one. We'll see you next week. Peace.